lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. We've got a treat for you tonight. First, the bad news, which is that if you were here a week ago and I was like, yeah, like we're gonna play Murder by Numbers this coming Friday, like we obviously would, and then we'll start straight tomorrow. I lied. It wasn't intentional, but I did apparently lie, because I assumed that the 3-day Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, during which I have plans, largely as a function of it being a 3-day weekend and not like specific to a date, which is a stupid thing, but something I would do to myself and others. Um, I thought it was next weekend, but it's not. So I can't stream tomorrow, and I really wanted to play tonight's game. Let's talk about that real quick. So, for those of you who don't know, earlier this week and at the tail end of last week, and even like a couple weeks ago, it was this week in particular, though, it was raining quite hard here in the general Southern California area in which I live. One might say that we experienced a heavy rain of sorts. And it's a game that we were already talking about playing, but it felt like I definitely needed to start it this week, for that reason, and also for the other reason that tonight is Friday, January 13th, 2023. And I just can't think of anything more appropriate under the circumstances than hunting for Jason on Friday the 13th after a heavy rain. What I mean to tell you is that my son Jason has gone missing, as he does when it rains heavily. And I think it will be important for us to track him down before he does something, you know, dangerous. You know, he doesn't always make the best decisions. Now, there is one other point of contention that you need to be aware of, which is that I am a cat. I've become cat. And if you're confused by what I'm talking about because it makes absolutely no sense, fear not, because what has happened is that we're playing Stray. We're gonna hope that my computer can run this and the stream at the same time. This is probably the most taxing thing I've ever tried to do with it, frankly. You're gonna hear a lot of Jason and Sean, and there's two reasons for that. One is I've discounted the heavy rain sound effects that are typically present on the stream because they make me laugh like every time. So they're cheaper to use tonight. And additionally, we're not playing Stray exactly. We're playing STRAAAYSON, which is my name for the mod that someone made for the game Stray, where instead of meowing, your cat just shouts Jason like heavy rain. Like it's all like pitch shifted heavy rain shouting. Yeah. Okay. Do we do everything? I think we did. Okay, now, like, everyone, like, I need you, if you believe in fairies, I need you to clap your hands so that the stream doesn't explode. There's a cat. There's occasional cat noises in this game. Make sure I'm in the window. And that is picking up the controller. I'm told that this game experience is better with the gamepad, which is just it's like a normal thing to put in a video game, but it sounds really funny to me for the reason that, like, anytime you can run a game on a computer, most people will tell you it's better to just like play it on keyboard, even though that's like not frequently true in my opinion. Alright, it's time to play Stray. I know almost nothing about this game. I heard about it like when it was like early in development. I saw some like news piece that was like, someone's making a game about being a cat. You just go around as a cat. Isn't that cool? And then like 6 years later, I saw a news article that was like, someone made a mod for the game Stray where instead of meowing, you say Jason. And I was like, oh, like that game I heard about like 6 years ago. Yeah, okay. And then like everyone was playing. It was a very popular stream game. I always miss the boat on this stuff. Don't worry about that. Let's start the game. Oh, good. It didn't actually save my test file. I thought I'd have to save over it and it would look awkward. Okay, let's start the game. So yeah, I don't know like basically anything about this game. you know, the frame rate's gonna be not 8. What do I do about that? I think I'm just gonna like turn the game's graphic settings down further. I have them on medium. They can probably run them fine without the stream, but both is making it like super mad. Okay. Is there danger for Cat in this game?
Jason!
Man, this looks extremely stupid on my end. Is it better now, though? How do we feel about this? Capture looks good to me. I don't know if it's ruined the sync. But, like, this like, feels better. It just, like, looks... It's actually really unpleasant to play. But I think I can deal with this. Okay, great. It's good. Now, the only things I know about this game that I haven't already told you are that, like, eventually you're in a city somewhere. You obviously are a cat, and then if I press... Which button is it? Now, because of the mod, I have a button that lets me press B to Jason. Okay, but now the first order of business is obviously press Y to be a cat. Can I... Okay, I can Jason while doing cat things. The mod is working as intended. Oh, we're licking each other's faces. 5 cat euros or something. I don't know. What's cat currency? Cat coin? Is there a cat equivalent of Doge? Oh, that's fun. We're doing cat stuff. And we're also looking for Jason, my son. I've had mixed feelings about if I ever had a son, what percentage likely am I to name him Jason? Because on one hand, I would want to name him Jason because that's funny to me. But I feel like that's inviting, like, cosmic disaster in the sense that, like, I will lose my son when it's raining. I'll be like, okay, now, when it happens to you, it's, like, not funny.
Jason!
I can't totally decide how I feel about the fact that... Yeah, actually, hey, chat, real talk, thank you, like, super much for helping me with graphic stuff, because, like, I am an absolute idiot. Like, one of the reasons I like playing stuff on console is because you don't, like, have to do any of that stuff. They just optimize it to work on the console. But, like, it looks good, and it's, like, capturing way better, and it has decreased my stress substantially. I was saying something to the effect of, I love this mod, and being a cat looking for Jason is both funny and really stupid that it, like, pitch shifts Jason, just, like, seemingly at random. Like, super high-pitched Jason? Okay, I don't know what to do now, though. Can I, Oh, I see. I formed a cat huddle by doing the cat things.
Jason!
I mean, also, as always... Oh, we're... catnap. New game. If we need to adjust the sound in the game, let me know. Does feel like the... Capture of this cutscene looks rough. I don't feel like there's a whole lot I can do to improve that. I think it's just that it's pre-rendered and it's trying to be, like, prettier. Hey, Haggis, maybe try refreshing the page? I'm genuinely not sure what could cause that, and I feel like you're the only person who's experienced that more than, like, once. And there shouldn't be any restriction on any active redemptions right now that I can think of. Maybe that's a mobile issue. We are inside the wall. Is that how cats write? Is that cat speak? Always enjoy louder Jason. I feel like there is a hard limit to that somewhere eventually, Sarah. I mean, it's trying. Look, I apologize. I'm doing my best here. I'm really sorry if you're like super sensitive to like frame stuff. Like I'm trying really hard. Like if it wasn't necessary to run this on PC in order to use the very good mod, I would run this on console like 100% because it would work like a lot better for my stream setup. But like, well, see, now that we're here in an open space where it's like not dark and raining heavily, it's still synced to the cat's mouth moving as though it's meowing, which is very good. Okay, I don't actually have a goal in the game, but of course I'm looking for my son Jason.
Jason!
Can cats climb ladders?
Jason.
I have no context for what things I can do as a cat. Oh, hang on. I can aim down cat with left trigger, or right trigger appears to be run. But like, where do cats know where Jason is?
Jason! Jason!
Jason.
Jason! Jason!
Are you cats gonna show me how to climb? Is it like, oh no, I have a, okay. It's A.
Jason.
Oh, hang on, there is something over here. Press. So why is like the button to do cat things, right? Oh, that's not annoying. That's definitely like a totally reasonable QuickTime thing that I really hope you don't make me do. For like actual reasons. Alright, my claws are incredibly powerful.
Jason!
That was a good deep one.
Jason!
Meow. I mean,
She's even stronger than my mom.
well look, I can lick rainwater like a cat. I do appreciate, like, I don't know if this will be consistent or if this is just my interpretation, but I do appreciate that there's, like, a button on the controller that's solely dedicated to doing cat things. See, even after all that work, like, Asher's, like, struggling again. I mean, like, so far nothing I've done has made the game look bad. I feel like it's probably helping. The, like, extremely upset error message on OBS is temporarily gone away. It's back now.
Jason!
They're, you know, like, snap to pipe.
Jason!
Guys? I don't know, everything seems to be helping. At some point, I feel like there's... Gonna set this to DOSBox quality. I mean, like, you're not exactly wrong. The computer was, like, not built to really do this and stream at the same time. It was kind of meant to do one or the other. Guys, it's, like, your turn to go? Am I, like, too stupid to play the tutorial of STRAAAYSON? Hey, is this the worst stream I've ever done? I'm gonna try, like, going back. You gonna go up? Okay, I think the game glitched. I don't think it was supposed to do that, but I don't know how I would have known that without experimentation. Oh, I scared the birds looking for... No, we played all of World's End Club. True. At some point, the graphical quality of this game may dip enough through trial and error that they may become even. Would you say that World's End Club is the worst? Well, I guess there's two questions. Is World's End Club the worst game that I have streamed? And was that the worst stream experience you've been subjected to on this channel? We've definitely had a just troubleshooting stream. That's probably true. Most troubleshooting streams have ended with something. But whether or not that something is good is subjective. Hello, Miss Toasty. You're just in time for... I'm not actually sure if this is watchable, but I hope that you enjoy STRAAAYSON. We are a cat. We are looking for our son. His name is Jason. If you're confused, this is not how you're supposed to play the... Oh, hold A to chain jumps. Isn't that like the same jumping sound effect that the Pixar lamp makes in like the OG Pixar lamp jumping animation? But like, for real chat, if we need to like adjust things further, or if this is terrible and you hate it, let me know. I'm open to the feedback. I thought this would be fun, but my computer does not think it's fun. Sorry, we have to keep Jasoning. Makes you feel any better? Stray is running at least twice the frames that games would run on my old laptop. I mean, I guess that makes me feel a little better. I mean, I do feel as though this computer is trending towards its sunset. I don't know how long it will be before I replace it, but I've had some issues with it lately that make me feel like it might be closer than I had otherwise thought. I feel like I probably would have lost some amount of patience with this introductory segment were it not for the fact that I have a button that goes... There's no such thing as worst stream. False. Despite the positivity inherent in the rest of that comment, there is inherently a worst stream because worst is relative. It would be relative to all other streams. There must be something that is least favorite, and thus it is worst. The computer's just stressed about Jason. I know, me too, and it's not helping that the computer's panicking. I appreciate your feedback, Demolition. I'm waiting to see if there's any sort of consensus of similar. Not that I'm trying to discount your opinion. I'm just trying to get a consensus of where chat's at. It's somewhat effective is definitely an adequate descriptor of this stream. Look at those cats, like, not care. Oh, dear. Like, maybe I'm projecting, but I feel like the expression on the faces of those cats was like, oh. Not like truly distressed, they're sort of like, that happened.
Darn.
I think it says, in my opinion, I think this game on PS4 or 5 would be a great time. I mean, hey, I'm not trying to say anything negative about the game. I've not played very much of it, obviously. And like I said, like, under normal circumstances, I would like 100% play it on console and stream that way. Like, it would just get a better technical result from what I'm capable of doing.
Daddy does not approve!
Fiance can't watch the stream, but quality is unrelated. Was that enough cat trauma that she's already off it? Oh no, am I injured? Oh no, I'm injured. I hope we're closer to Jason at the very least. Maybe that was like fate. Oh no, we're taking a break. Okay. She's still here but looking away. For some reason, all the running water at the start of this game makes me need to use the restroom. We'll see how long that can wait. Did Jason open that door? Wait, what just scurried under the door?
Jason.
Jason.
Hey, roughly how long is this game? I feel like this is like a 10-ish hour one based on my impression. Jason is the friends we made along the way. I think Jason it was in our hearts the whole time for sure.
Jason.
Yeah, 2 to 3 top sounds, right? Based on some vague impressions and I didn't actually look it up. God, how much physics can I do in this game? I like don't really want to because my computer will keep screaming at me. It's not currently projecting the angry message, which is good.
Jason. Jason.
Or if I go for one specific achievement, that feels unlikely at best. I got an achievement for missing the jump. It makes it sound as though that was optional. I don't think that was optional. Now that the fancy lighting is gone, we're dropping fewer frames. Probably true. I mean, it makes me feel a little better that we don't, like, have OBS dropped frames, but, like, we'd definitely be dropping frames. Dead City. That's a mood. Just out of curiosity, like, you know, I have no ability to change this. In your opinion, is it better to have this, like, extra goofy, like, pitch modulated Jason, or would you prefer straight up voice clips from the game? I can't tell. I feel like they both have their merits. I feel like if I was going to do this myself somehow, I would probably just use the originals. I'd be curious to know what made them decide to do that. Either way. My other buttons do stuff. The triggers do stuff. Jason's. Y is cat. Is B a cat. A is jump. I guess X is the one that's, like, not really accounted for. Yeah, I mean, I think the randomized voice clips is necessary, like, regardless. Generally, people would prefer that. I think I'm probably in that camp, but, like, I don't know. It is interesting. I'm not trying to be a begging chooser or anything. I'm pretty happy with the experience. Again, I don't have any issues with the game thus far. I love the vibe of you're just walking around as a cat. I mean, it's pretty much what it says on the tin, right? Don't know what those things are. My only concern is the health and sanity of myself and computer, especially in tandem together. I saw, like, jump prompt button. Not sure where it was going to go. I feel like there's anything to do here. I'll keep... Left bumper spreads a cloud of toxoplasmosis gondii. Doesn't appear to do that. But I do have this button. It's always really delightful to me. You know, sometimes I'll like... Oh, that's interesting. Ghost Rider? Did Jason become a ghost and then somehow get promoted to Ghost Rider? But I was having this thought, like, getting ready for the stream before all the technical difficulties. Ew, it's gross here. Like, sometimes I'll, like, watch a movie or play a game or something and, like... I'll get sort of, like, confused or annoyed and be like, who is this for? Like, I don't understand why these decisions were made. Like, it's not appealing to me. Like, literally, who is this for? But, like, there are times when, like, something so specific comes along that an average person would be like, who is this for? And then I'm playing it and I'm like, me. I'm the target audience for Jason mod to cat game. I mean, I assume I'm going this way. And that my son Jason has become a Ghost Rider.
Jason.
Follow me, cat face. I can actually jump that. I wasn't sure if I could.
Jason.
Jason.
I mean, it mostly looks okay now. It does seem like it helps that we're no longer in the extremely idyllically lit cat haven. So I want to go up, I presume. Just cans and things. Know that there's stuff I need to collect or interact with. Yeah, I actually didn't know until, like, downloading this game where, like, Cyberpunk is, like, heavily tagged on its, like, Steam page or whatever, that this was, like, a Cyberpunk... Did I say steampunk? There's, like, a Cyberpunk setting. I don't think Cat can safely go through there. Nick says, I'd like it if the game gave you opportunities to ignore all prompts and directions in true Cat fashion. I mean, I feel like technically you do have that option. It's just that you won't progress or complete the game. Steampunk would be the prequel. Yes, it would. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe that time we'll be looking for Sean, even though that's canonically confusing. Am I really supposed to, like... I don't feel like this is correct. I'm already injured. This looks bad. This looks bad. Is there, like, a switch or something?
Jason!
Let me go back down for a second. No cat butthole. A disappointment. It's anatomically important to me that we have visible butthole. Ooh. We do this? Oh, wait a minute. Can I can't throw with super cat strength. Is it if I just, like, throw this at the thing, might that break it? I'm not even sure I'm still carrying it. Okay, I am. Drop. Okay, that worked.
Jason!
Jason!
Right now I have this weird sensation that this game is more Cat Portal than I expected. Cat's key weakness is its lack of opposable thumbs. I know. It's a real shame. Alright, well, look, I wasn't having a bad time, but the fact that the game lets you, in a very earnestly cat-like fashion, press the cat button to knock stuff off a shelf definitely increases this game's grade by, like, a whole letter grade, basically. Let me just... There it is. That's good stuff. Very good. I mean, listen. I feel like the problem that a lot of video games have these days is a natural tendency to overcomplicate things to the point that they stop being fun. This is a personal opinion. I obviously can't, like, demonstrably prove that to be true. But, like, this is the thing that has, like, really turned me off to, like, AAA games in particular over the last several years. And, like, so far, I got, like, 6 buttons, and one of them is literally just be a cat. And, like, I don't feel like I need more buttons. I'm just going around, and sometimes I press the cat button to knock a can of paint off a shelf. And I feel really good about it. Like, I don't know why you need to spend, like, billions of dollars on adding crafting to your open world game when you could just press Y to knock paint off shelf. It's just better. Wait till we unlock the crafting system, social links, and bullet time. No, please. No.
Jason!
I'm really sorry.
Jason! Jason!
Distracted for a moment. I don't think I actually need to do anything with the paint other than enjoy it. But I'm going to leave some up there just in case I'm wrong and I need to do something later. Okay. Guess that's like a really dirty skylight. Probably... Am I going up there?
Jason!
Little chatty. I think I got an achievement for hitting Jason enough. Smash the skylight. It's really good that you have to do it multiple times. Commit to being a cat. I like that not only did it break the glass, but like the paint splattered too for like maximum cat disaster.
It's somewhat effective!
That was pretty effective. Okay, follow Jason. Oh, yes. Because I had to jump in the paint like I track paw prints. What am I doing? Hairball? Ruining the carpet? I think maybe that was supposed to get paint off, but I would prefer more paint. Okay, go... Wait, can I... That's more or less what I wanted. Oh, it's rainwater, okay. It's dimly lit in here. I didn't detect that at first.
Jason!
Like the cat auto duck.
Jason!
Oh, maybe I can go down? That looks far. This is where I should go, right? Rainwater. I think that's where I'm going. There. Go up. Can't jump on the crates for some unintuitive reason. Oh, for some reason it didn't show me this prompt before. I thought I was already close enough to witness that. What was that noise? That's the correct noise. Cat should sound like that. I like to imagine that we're in some sort of 100 Deeds of Eddie McDowd situation, which for the 0% of you that recognize that reference, if I remember correctly, it's like a Nickelodeon show whose premise was that like some guy was a jerk and he got turned into a dog until he facilitated enough good in the world that he could be turned back into a person.
Jason!
So we probably got turned into a cat because we were the origami killer or something. And now we're separated from our son Jason. Hi. Hang on, there's some sort of... Is it Y? Good, I hit his off switch. That one wasn't even me. I guess it replaces the meowing in cutscenes too. Was that Jason? Did he also get turned into a weird thing?
Jason!
Okay. I guess I should follow that sign. I guess that's still the influence of Ghost Rider. Who may or may not be Jason. Yeah, that seems correct. Listen, I've turned the graphical settings basically to toilet, and the game still looks great. So, like... I'm trying to get better about saying, like, good stuff when I think of it, instead of just saying the bad stuff that I get mad about. Trying to remember the name when you said Ghost Rider. Kept thinking about the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. God, I only vaguely remember that. But yeah, Ghost Rider. It's like an old PBS show where like a bunch of kids communicate with like an extremely old special effects ghost that would like take words off of signs and stuff and spell messages using its knowledge from being a ghost to help them solve like low to moderate stakes mysteries. Hello, Cotillion. We're playing STRAAAYSON! It's the game where you have to find Jason, but you got turned into a cat, and the only thing you can say is Jason. That one didn't get replaced with Jason. Oh, I have to run.
Yikes forever.
Oh, I don't like it. Yikes forever. I do not care for this.
Squeak, squeak.
These sound effects that these things make when they like land on stuff feel very Pixar. I'm mashing the Jason button, not only because of Jason's, but also it's the same button you used to shake them off when they get on you. So I figure, you know, two birds, one stone, right? Well, that's not what I wanted. I feel like this is a pretty good introduction to what we're doing, Cotillion, since you just joined us. It kind of speaks for itself by just saying Jason. Well, I didn't love that. I mean, just in the sense that that was stressful and weird. Follow me this way. Interesting that now it's prompting me to do it. Jasons are making you crack up. That's the whole reason that we're doing this. Because to me, it's funny. I think it's funny. I'm glad that there's a non-zero amount of appreciation for the effort made here. But if you all do not want to see this through to the end, I will understand completely. But I will try to remember to check in at the end of the stream for like a proper consensus on that. So how do I... Because, oh, now... Yeah, I guess I have to be closer than I think for some of these jump prompts. I kind of figured I should be... Oh, no, I guess someone wants me to go here. Okay. That's just me not... That's just the classic, like, Assassin's Creed, I'm going the wrong way thing. That's the wrong noise again. Why does it keep making these strange, unearthly noises? Jason. I mean, this game really is, like, the perfect combination of... Like, naturally, when I'm in a stressful situation, I really just kind of want to shout Jason. It's an instinct that I don't think a lot of people understand as well as I would expect. I really like the subtlety, actually, of these signs. I mean, like, the way the environment is constructed so that, like, now that we're in the we fell down Dead City zone, it's all pretty, like, ominously, like, spooky lighting, which, like, just looks great in its own right. But then I like that these signs function better than just, like, having a big glowing, like, arrow or whatever to directly point you. I mean, it is a big glowing arrow, but, like, it's in the world, the ghost in the machine is, like, turning on the signs, and, like, it feels more organic, and it, like, looks more interesting, and it's just a cool effect. Ooh, can I, cat? There's something just really sad, like, I really like that the Y button is just do cat things, and, like, every time I find a new cat thing to do, I'm just, like, genuinely excited about it.
Jason!
Like, honestly, I didn't expect to, like, strongly like or dislike this game. I thought it'd be like, oh, like, it's kind of like a fun thing. I'm really into it so far. Like, I am enjoying it more than I expected to. There's so many, like, just great little detail touches. Like the paint thing before was just, like, a nice little thing. Of just, like, oh, like, I landed in paint for, like, story reasons. But then I just get to track it around a little bit for cat reasons, and it's just like a great confluence of the ideas.
Jason!
Also, I can still Jason. I have to roll this? No. Apparently not what I'm doing. Maybe I roll it while not standing on it or something? I like I should be able like get up on the wire or something.
Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Jason.
Jason! Jason!
I get that it makes it glow. I'm not smart enough to understand why that means anything to me. Oh, okay. This is what I thought I needed to do, but I felt like I would be able to do this from the top of it.
Jason!
I don't know. There's been a couple of things where I've just, like, not quite understood what it was going for, but, like, they haven't been, like, super huge problems or anything. Just when I appear stupid, it's because I'm interpreting things differently than the game sees it, for the most part so far. Didn't even see that. Do I have to, like, literally run to make this jump? That would kind of make sense. Oh, no, I'm not trying to get up high. I thought I was, but I'm not. Again, just like a little thing where it's like, I thought I was trying to, like, seesaw and get to, like, a higher thing, but it's like, no, you just gotta get across. Ooh, cat coin. That was a good one. Modem? So, is Ghost Rider the one who's operating the cameras, or should I be concerned about that? This is a rhetorical question. I'm not looking for a spoiler. But when I see those cameras, which I hadn't previously noticed, but may have been there all along. I mean, I noticed one on the barrel platform, but not before that. Now when I'm hearing a Jason that I'm not causing, it's genuinely freaking me out a little bit. Okay. Oh, hold on. The direction has changed because I fell down. So I want to get on that beam, I guess. I kind of like this might be too obvious or like stupid a thing to say. I like the fact that this isn't like straight up platforming, that there's like snap to platform cat activity. So, like, I can't fall off. It's about the experience of being a cat. Like, there's certainly room in the world for there to be, like, a platforming game as cat, but I kind of like that this is doing something different. Can I try meowing at a camera? I feel like I did, but I think technically I didn't. Is my answer to that. So, how do I... gotta get up there and knock that down? How do I do that? Oh, on the air conditioner, go up, air conditioner, go up, platform, press Y to cat, snap to platform, follow the arrow, they're so smart when it comes to how to get places, but oh boy, do they suck at getting out. Yeah, that's kind of true, huh? That loves to get behind the washing machine. Like, repeatedly, it doesn't even, like, learn the lesson after getting stuck there, like, a lot.
Jason!
Oh. If you Jason at the camera, it nods to you. Okay, that makes me less concerned that it's, like, the evil cat catcher or something. What a cool looking game. I mean, again, like, I can't stress enough that, like, between my input and yours, we've turned the graphical output on this down to, like, toilet. But, like, it's just cool. It just looks really good. It's very immersive. Which is great, because I feel like that's the main thing we're going for. It's just, like, immersive cat times. Which is, like, what I want from this game, I think. And a Perina did a good job. Oh, that's so good. That's a great point. That happened. So in order to download the files needed to mod the game, I had to like sign up for some like modding website, which is like not my favorite thing to do. But that was like actually the hardest part of setting up the mod. Not even just like the most inconvenient part. The most difficult was like signing up for the site. It was very like not great. But then like it took like a minute to like install the thing correctly.
Jason.
Next, yeah, I think it's Nexus. I think it's like Mod Nexus or something is the site that this was available from. I just tracked down that original news story that tipped me off to the fact that this game had gotten released by mentioning that it had a Heavy Rain mod, which made me more interested in playing it than I previously was. Like Heavy Rain really is one of my favorite video games of all time, and I know that sounds insane to a lot of people, but like I really like that game. I don't think it's like the best game ever, don't get me wrong at all. It's like debatable whether it's even like good, but I love it. I think it's like just the right amount of stupid and competent. Nod. Nexus is about the safest you can get. That doesn't shock me. It's just that like genuinely just the process of signing up was really awkward. I don't remember all the steps now, but it just felt more difficult than it needed to be. And then it did this thing that like bordered on like sketchy of like when I finally had signed up and was able to like log into the page, like instead of just like taking me to a homepage or back to the page to download the Heavy Rain mod, it was like, you know, like click to buy the premium version to proceed, which like wasn't what I needed to do at all, but it like wanted me to think that. It wasn't like extremely dishonest about it, but it was like just enough to be like, okay, no, like I see what you're doing. Now I came up here is, oh, hold on. In there. I guess I wanna, oh, I could probably fit through this because I'm a cat. That's probably, oh, whoa, why did the camera do that? Okay, there's another fan. Oh, hang on, what's this? Cat engineering. How does game sound? Does that need to be adjusted at all? Seems to be a rolling object glitching into the wooden beam while spinning. I'll be honest, I didn't notice it. I'm pretty sure you're talking about the previous room. I need to be on the floor to jump to there? Okay. The cat is learning electronics. Soon nothing will be safe from this cat. Oh, we're at the flat now. Be a little louder. Okay. Let's... Huh. I'll do master up one notch. The game itself hasn't been as loud as like I was doing most of my testing in that first thing when you're in the storm train with the cats and it's raining and the lightning was like crazy loud. It's like mostly trying to adjust for that. Oh, hang on, I think it didn't take. I think I accidentally hit the wrong button there. Back, yes. Keep an ear on it and let me know. Ooh, toilet. Now, of course, famously, in Heavy Rain, I like to have all the characters use the restroom and never wash their hands. Just because it's funny to me, like some weird perverse psycho. Ooh, cat.
Jason.
I thought I was gonna like turn it to some other station, but that's fine. I could maybe be louder. I'm pretty close to the source of the music. Really fades out quickly. One more? Now it's suddenly like a lot louder, even though I'm further away from it. I don't know. Just let me know. Yeah. Slash need help.
Squeak, squeak.
That's so good that you just walk on the keyboard. Totally got you, fam. Let me know what you need. Body required for download. Body required. Siri, where to find body for Ghost Rider? Enter the door, turn on... Okay. No, fall asleep on the keyboard. Did it send another message? Enter door, turn on, find body. That's like pretty much my to-do list. It's like a 3-day weekend. Enter door, turn on, find body. Ooh, look at all these things I could probably mess with as cat. Turn on, huh? I'm not sure that was right. I do love that this game asks you to do, like, some level of, like, engineering as a cat. Mm-hmm. Oh, these are all empty? Okay, then I probably do want to take this. Okay, hold on. Give me this. Kind of thought some of these were plugged in for some reason. That one connects to a monitor. Can I... No. Do I only get one? Who's that? Bacard Essen or Bacard Isan. I apologize. Thank you for the follow. I hope you're enjoying STRAAAYSON. I do like the camera nodding. I feel like that's... Hold on. Ooh. What a fun lever that was. Can I have this? Oh, cool, and I could probably climb up that too. Here, plug this into this one. I assume I just need like 4. That's how I do this probably. Probably. Oh, hang on. Wow, jeez. Thank you so much for gifting subs, Picard. Thank you. Gifted subs to Moto_HS, Red Hat TTV, Thorax 357, Duke Ellington, and Sicko 94. Not Cisco, Sicko. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Jason.
Oh man, I can see multiple cameras from here. And they all nod equally. Where's the last one, though? Oh, up there? Man, Cat has, like, mad ups. Give me this. Cat can jump so much. Love this game. This is my first time playing, if that's not obvious. I apologize for some graphical adjustments. I'm playing it on my streaming computer, this is a higher level of graphics capability than I normally stream. Normally I'm streaming like pretty low-res indie games with stylized graphics and stuff, but I really wanted to play this with the Heavy Rain mod on it because I have an emotional attachment to that game and I think it's really funny.
Jason.
Okay, so I plugged in 4 things. Find body, turn on, enter, turn on body, turn on body. That was a fun noise. Space Invaders. Body. Sebastian had a big gun. Then we should thank you for gifting a sub to Jackie Dash also. To 649 gift subs. Pretty nice. Oh, thank you, Miss Toasty, for the 10 bits as well. Here, collectively, have one of these. And also, wait, can these overlap? Do one of these. No, they can't overlap. That's interesting. I learned something. I didn't know that. Okay, now that I knocked its head off, can I, like, Fix it.
Jason!
Really digging this game so far, even though I'm not sure I'm good at it, if such a thing is possible. Just, cat things are so good. There we go. Thank you for the additional gift sub to force the hype train demolition. More cat parts. Oh, I sure knocked its head clean off. Is that a problem? Did I need that? I don't actually know where I want to take this, is the problem. Lots of small puzzles. Yeah, I like that about this. Like, I assume at some point there are, like, larger puzzles, but I feel like the scope of the puzzles has been, like, really good at, like, conveying the fact that you are a cat. It, like, feels natural in a fun way. Oh, now it's pointing... Oh, I see. A thing opened that I wasn't aware of, and I wanted to fill it with this. I don't know if the game did something to indicate that that was going to happen. It wasn't the expected result. Oh, it's a little flying Viewmaster or something. Oh, it didn't... Oh, it fell down. You're a cat? Yeah, somehow. Does that never happen to you? That should be like the start of some, like, weird TV infomercial. Has this ever happened to you? And then the person just transforms into a cat like an Animorph. It's like, no, that hasn't happened to me. It is B12, or so says the face. I love the cat's reaction to it. Is very cat-like. Oh, now the X button does something. It worked. I'm free. Thank you. I couldn't believe the cameras. A cat in the dead city. I can't remember my name. It seems my memory is corrupted. I've been trapped in the electronic network for so long. I know I worked for a scientist who lived here. For now, you can call me B12. That's what it says on my exterior. Do you think B12 is related to Scout, the flying VCR robot from Murder by Numbers? Like that the cat's typical response to things is violence? I mean, low-level violence seems like a normal response from a cat to an unknown thing. This is what happens when Xana wins. Like, there are literally weirder plots in Code Lyoko episodes, for sure. It's dangerous in Dead City, but you seem like you know how to handle yourself. Let's get out of here. Follow me. And now I use a different button to end the conversation, which feels a little weird, but that's fine. That key unlocks the door. I remember that much. Let me get it for you. I don't know why it's a different... Oh. Very good. Battery low already. Come over here. It's a little weird to me that it's a different button to advance the dialogue and to end the dialogue. Going to have to put this on. Charging cat backpack. This game is very good. Code Lyoko. Oh, Miss Tosi, have you not been around for my many, many references to Code Lyoko? I've been trying to get a Code Lyoko thing to work on the stream. I actually had an idea today. It's a really an elegant solution to the thing that I want to do, but it might solve the problem in a very strict definitional sense. So Cat is struggling to walk with the new backpack on, if I'm interpreting my environment correctly. Backpack was designed for small quadrupeds like you. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, meow. Jason. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Rude. I've digitized the key and stored it in the backpack. I'm just gonna accept that that's true, even though that's like a hilarious nonsense sentence. Oh, I have an inventory now. What a weird game. Wow, and like corrupted memories. There are some shades of Scout here, huh? Okay. Easy. If you're ever curious about an object, you can show it to me. Or to others if we come across any. Hey, just like, it's thinking out loud here. Was this robot designed to like speak cat? Or is it just assuming I can understand? Or do I understand and I shouldn't because I'm super smart? Hey, how exactly did Jeremy make Aelita a real person? Neither me nor my fiance remember. So, Haggis, I mean, obviously, like, the plot for much of Season 1 is, like, Jeremy just, like, trying stuff using towers in Lyoko to, like, digitize Aelita. And, like, light spoilers. Don't overthink it, it's a game. No, it's true. I mean, it doesn't affect my enjoyment. They're just, like, hypothetical questions. Sometimes they lead me to the comedy narrative that I oh so badly want. But, like, basically, like, Jeremy just, like, tried enough things that he, like, found a sequence that would, like, get Aelita to virtualize into a physical body again, I think. I think it was just, like, trial and error, and, like, the season finale was, like, I have all the things in place, it should work now, and they just had to stop the monsters from causing problems. Is my immediate recollection. I think it's something along those lines. I mean, they obviously had the scanners, which, like, do that to people normally. Let's get outside of this flat. The bigger Code Lyoko question I've always had is... Ooh, translate. It's an engineering degree. It belonged to the scientist I worked for. Fun, I have a new feature to, like, look at stuff. I have a robot friend. It's not the way I want to go. Where's the thing? I guess I came in here, right? Ah, that's where the key goes. Select item. The one I have. That one. Thank you. I have a flashlight. The bigger Code Lyoko question I have is, so, like, okay. In Season 1, they figure out how to materialize Aelita. And yeah, technically she already had a body to begin with. It's complicated. But, like, she didn't as far as they knew when they found her, and they had to figure out a way to, like, make her a physical form. Cat button to knock stuff off. More paint! The flashlight is not my favorite thing in the world, but I imagine it's highly practical. But then, like, in later seasons, Jeremy figures out how to, like, code physical objects into the world. And they had to figure out a way to make physical objects appear in the real world. Didn't Jeremy essentially invent, like, the replicators from Star Trek? Do I have to solve that? I don't believe I have a digicode. Is that what, like... Oh, there it is. 3748. That's why that room exists. Oh, what's the button? Enter. For some reason, X being the, like, input stuff to robot is throwing me off, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. It hasn't been enough Jasoning for a minute here with all the developments. You love this cat in his Dreamcast backpack. That sounds about right. Ah, look at this place. That elevator in the distance. That's important, I think. I know we need to go up. I mean, I assume we're gonna ride the bucket.
Jason! Jason!
When we're high up, I feel like it's a good time to Jason.
Jason! Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason! Jason!
Jason!
Typical schoolboy desperate for a girlfriend creates post-scarcity technology. Yeah, I mean, is that not the motivation you would expect for developing post-scarcity technology, Haggis? Is like someone trying to get a girlfriend? That sounds right to me. Wait, I remember the outside. It feels like I've been there before. Is this where you came from? It's not totally clear to me whether the robot understands the cat, but it's implied the cat understands the robot. promised someone I would go there. I promised who? This postcard mural was painted from it. Let's take it. This music sounds like it could have come from a Zero Escape game. It seemed like the whole neighborhood was crying out for Jason. Well, yeah, we gotta find Jason. Mobilize the troops. Are some of the Jasons being modulated? Yes, the mod for the game does that at random. Yeah, I think they're all voice clips from Ethan, and it just randomly voice modulates them. I got a postcard. Why do I have these memories? How did they get here? Let's keep going. Ah, a memory. No escape.
Jason. Jason!
Railing. Just like a cross, maybe?
Jason!
Don't apparently have sick enough cat ups to get up on those air conditioners. So I presume I'm trying to get to the other side of the door.
Jason!
Safe zone. Well, that's a relatively good sign. Sure. So there's zero escape? Yeah, that was the thought I was having too, because I was like, oh, that music feels kind of Zero Escape, and then there's a thing behind me that says no escape.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Alright, I have a run button. Where am I going, though? I don't know if they can jump, but I feel like I should go fast, like Sonic the Hedgehog,
Jason!
even though I'm a cat. The slums. Why was the garbled text for that, like, home? Is it the cat catcher I was worried about? Is this some sort of reverse Wall-E situation? Where the robot sensed an organic thing and got really upset about it? I assume I don't want to follow him because he seems like enemy? Weird. So, I don't think they're trying to harm me. I think they're just literally scared of me. I think. Can I scan the signs? Can't go up there.
Jason!
Yeah, it's gonna take me a really long time to render this, huh? Someone dress these robots up. I like the mural of the robot being like, buy our products. You shall not cat. Meow. I mean, Jason! It's the camera work sort of suggests this fellow is a boss. I made his face
Jason!
meat. Duquis percent. I forget what that symbol is. DMS quad percent pound DS quotation mark pound. Okay. They seem to have their own language. You're no Zerk. Oh, that's the other guy, I think. You're no Zerk. We are not familiar with your kind. You are welcome in our village as long as you don't eat anyone. Alright, I guess I should go then. It does amuse me that the robots are, like, sincerely concerned that the cat will eat them, just because the cat is presumably unfamiliar to them. There's, like, considerably more talking in this game already than I expected there to be. Talk with Guardian. You look lost. What do you need? Show him postcard? Oh, a picture of outside. Ridiculous. This elevator isn't operational. Everyone knows that it is impossible to leave this place. Well, except the outsiders. But they're all gone now. Except Momo. You can try to talk to him if you want, but he gave up on trying to leave. It's for the best. He lives high up in that building with the orange neon sign. Good night, Haggis. I appreciate your input. I hope that your fiancé enjoyed... Oh, I have a button to ask B12 for help. Don't hesitate to call me anytime. I'm here to help. The Guardian told us to talk to Momo up in the building with the orange neon sign. He's the only lead we've got for getting out of here. Oh, wait. Hold on. Cat? Downward cat? I feel like we're doing yoga. I do like that their faces change to react to me Jasoning. That's good. Oh, it's one of the... I can do my claws or whatever. I ruined your rug a little. Johan? No, Jason! Please don't interrupt my meditation with strange images. Are they all basically that? Can I save some time here? Why go up there? There's nothing there. I think Momo has some pictures just like this. Did you show it to him? Only our ancestors can distinguish these colors. It is said they once dominated the world. I don't feel like I need to talk to everyone. Is there some reason I would need to talk to everyone? The ancient stories speak of natural light that leaked from a star and landed at our feet. This light caused warmth and well-being in our ancestors. It helped them to grow. To unlock all the things, you get a very special prize at the end. I don't think that's likely on a first playthrough, with the technical concerns that I've been experiencing. Also not, like, explicitly knowing what the thing to do is. Hello, I'm a musician, but I don't have any songs. Ah, so you're not a good musician. A blue sky. Ha, I will write a song about that one day. So, I put a bag on my head, and now the controls are backwards. That seems right. Can I, undo that? Okay, it flew away. Great. Hang on. Access to the sewers is condemned because of the proliferation of Zerks. Stay safe. Stay in the safe zone. Hey, Arcadius, welcome to the screen. That robot goes on to write Mr. Blue Sky. I can believe it. Thank you for the 65-month resub, Arcadius. Looks like the cat's out of the bag. How long were you waiting for that? How long were you just sitting in chat like, I know a cat pun will arise. They're pretty common. It's good though. I both respect and appreciate it. Take Safe's mysterious password, please. Thank you. Use digicode. Well, you could, Can I look at inventory? What was the... Safe's mysterious password examine. Oh. Okay. It appears I'm too stupid for that. I see some, like, smiley faces and what appears to be the word Billy. It's written, follows the numbers, but it looks like a binary language, a succession of 0 and 1s. We must be able to decipher this code in one way or another. It is probably related to this safe. Right, but, like, what's the way to do that, though? The digicode. Have you tried Digi-Armor Energize? I have not yet. I've only possessed 2 digicodes. I've only had this one for a moment. Strictly speaking, I only had the other one for a moment before I immediately used it. How do I translate binary if the robot can't do it? Cat. Beverage. Take energy drink speed 2k. I might as well. I take care of the plants. The humans improved them so much, now they require very little light. I just add a bit of water and look how big they get. It really is an amazing technology. It's a very old binary code you have here. Only a real geek can read this. You know you're all robots, right? Cat is smart. I mean, it is a smart cat, but keep in mind that most of the dialogue capability is the robot that lives in our backpack, not the cat directly. I guess I gotta find a real geek, huh? Maybe a node of some kind? Fine. The marketplace. Inspect question marks. Hello, I'm the merchant of the market. You give me something, I give you something in exchange. You give me cookie, I give you cookie. That's how it works. This is an ancient relic, a testament to the talent of our ancestors. It will cost you 3 energy drink cans. I can't do less. It's not what I was expecting the exchange rate to be. Okay, he's only interested in butter. This is a set of electrical cable, the best one on the market. Considering that I am the market and it's the only one I have. I'll give this for a super spirit detergent. That's the best I can do. So they all require different exchange rates so that I don't goof the currency. Oh, if I get music, I could give it to the guy for some reason. This is a music sheet, a masterful piece of art of a very renowned artist. It will cost 1 energy drink can. I mean, I should probably save up for the thing that sounds important, but I'm just really curious as to what I can do with the song. Here you go! Music sheet 4 of 8. Oh god, it's a score piece. I thought there was one more thing I could look at, but I guess not. Meet this robot. We're fortunate to have these items to help us defend against the Zerks. The slums has its threats and preparation is key. Okay, all the robots are saying that they're too cool to translate my binary code, which is confusing and annoying. Look at all the hidden gems in the trash. Pennies from heaven, or from somewhere. Hey, are you a nerd? No, okay, just checking. Think I'm supposed to go any higher than this? Alright, let me give this music to the other guy, and probably nothing particularly cool will happen, and then I will experience buyer's remorse. Hold on. Cat button. Very cat. I like the way it's looking at me. It's very cute. It's raining heavily over there. That's the appropriate weather to be watching this, Neko. You don't have any songs. Well, good thing I do, maybe. The way you compute tonight. That's a nice one. Hear me out. Demolition says this guy's whole set was my ASMR work music for the longest time. It's not bad. I'm into it. Responding to my New Girl reference before, Demolition said, "We'll give you a raisin cookie for a peanut butter one." Acadia says, "Maybe I'm weird, but I'd gladly trade peanut butter for oatmeal raisin." I feel like I would definitely rather have the peanut butter cookie, to be honest.
Jason.
Alright,
Jason.
I can sing along, I forgot.
Jason.
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 Jason. Jason. Jason.
He's playing the jerry can guitar.
Jason.
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 Now, Demolition, did you listen to the instrumental version or like the full vocal mix of this song at work? Okay, I think the joke is played. This version. So I was kind of hoping there would be a reward for giving him that. But it's fine. That was fun. Yeah, I gotta find myself like a real node. So what's the building he was referring to? It's that one? Guess I could probably make my way over there. I've kind of just been messing around in this area that had all the robots. Oh wait, so the Zerks are like the weird, horrible, like, robo-mice, right? I kind of didn't put that together because I'm slow on the uptake. But like the things that are like mean to me, like the robot people probably hate them too. What a wild game this is. Really didn't expect there to be like a whole community of robot people to talk to in this cat simulator.
Jason.
Really not get up from here? I think I should be able to get up from here.
Jason.
I left it in the streets and the next day the Zerks had consumed it completely. It's crazy, right? They can eat everything. Are you a node?
Jason.
Jason. All the weird stuff always happens to you, mate. I don't dare leave our village. It's too dangerous. Besides, the Guardian is the only one who can open this door. I'm just going to keep showing this until someone proves to be a nerd or a node or whatever. So I presume I cannot open this. Don't forget to Y here. The heart face, that's very good. I didn't notice that prompt. Thank you, Demolition. Be on the lookout for vending machines. I feel like I might be like tuning them out. Ooh, can I go in there? It's just like a bead curtain, right? Music? Give it to me. We really are... This game has everything. Thanks to the mod, it has Heavy Rain. It has score piece collecting like Eternal Sonata. Like, what else could you need? This is the newspaper from the people living above, on level 2. It's a few years old, but it's something to read. Find like a real nerd. Oh, I love just knocking stuff over his cat. I would. Ooh, 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 ooh. I only seem to be able to cat button one of those. But only it had Chopin info dumps. That's true. Although the game is young, you never know. Is there an achievement for sinking all the pool balls? No. Fair enough. Another pool ball just loose on the floor that I don't seem to be able to interact with. This music is good. Jason. More friends. Want something? Are you a nerd? Would be a great achievement. Oh man, I'm really triggered by this leaky roof. Ooh. A bucket hat. The Duffer Bar. I meet you! You're new around here. What can I do for you? You a nerd? I at least appreciate the unsettling consistency with which they all answer that question. Can I have, like, an energy drink can? Or something? Ugh. Fake, his name is Billy, and Power Rangers have taught me Billy is a nerd. Billy was able to repair Zords using the stuff in his garage. There's no better nerd than Billy Cranston. Jacob, Employee of the Month, September XD 27. You do look like a little Zerk from far away, at least. You look and sound cute, but don't be fooled. Those things chew through metal. They're terrifying. I mean, I assume I'm gonna know the nerd when I see it, but I can't help but show it to everyone, because I'm not totally sure of that. Give some Chopin info to make up for it. Chopin's favorite maker of pianos was PL. Is that true? Is that just as likely to be true as any other possible answer, at the very least? I need my Chopin facts to be, like, at least 50% speculative. I don't think there's a person in the world who enjoys that part of that game as much as I do. Careful, I need to focus. I don't want to drop another bucket. So if I get him to drop a bucket, something interesting happens.
Jason! Jason!
Jason!
Sick, I got paint on the ground for some reason. I presume the thing that did is got that guy to open the door so I can go in there where I couldn't before. Also, I'm glad you're enjoying Demolition. Thank you for bearing with me. Trying to get the game to stop looking like a pile of butts and breaking OBS. Is it doing okay now? Is it, like, watchable? It's really hard for me to get a sense of that while still trying to, like, do stuff. See, now I'm torn because I'm up, and I want to explore up, but I did something down, so I feel like I should go down. Those circles of light are pleasing to watch, but I want to watch the real sky someday. Cat.
Jason.
Jason. Has anyone played Mozart Requiem? I think that game is on my list of possible stream games that I don't think I will ever play, but I put it on there because... I don't know. Is there a similar Chopin game? I came across some, like, rhythm Chopin game that was, like... It seemed like it would be funny to do it as a meme, but it would be really bad. But hi, Jakey, how's it going? We're playing Stray, but we're not playing Stray, we're playing STRAAYSON!
Jason.
I could jump down to there. Is there something I want over there? Feels like I might want something. Remote? No whammies. It didn't do anything in particular, but it was worth checking out. We got to do a cat thing. Is this anything? No. I have a heck of a time figuring out where I did that thing before. Ooh, I could probably go in there. Yeah. This reminds me of a room from... What is it called? What's the Little Yellow Riding Hood game? Little Nightmares? This reminds me of a room from Little Nightmares. Oh, keep jamming on the remote? Hold on, we'll come back to this really sick music in a second. I wasn't done catting, I apologize. I'm not as experienced at catting as, like, Neko is. It's an achievement to beat this game in 2 hours or less. Well, I think we blew that one. But, you know, first playthrough and all that. Ah, there we go. I was just about to be like, I'm not sure that's true. And then I got the thing. Never played this. You've never played this game, Neko? I thought for sure you would have. This song slap. This song sounds like something out of, like, Donkey Kong Country. And I mean that in, like, the best possible way. Is it too loud? Is it a good volume? Please help. Send help. This guy seems to have died. How to develop your artificial intelligence in order to be as creative as a real human. Volume 42. Good volume? Okay. Ooh! It's the little things that tell me that the people who made this game, like, really understood what they were doing. Please download score piece 6. Okay, now that we've established the volume is good, how's this song? Do we like this song? Rate this song, please. Masterpiece, right? No keyboard cat. That's fair. I'm still relatively new to the game, but, like, pretty good for an amateur, yeah? Did you know Donkey Kong isn't actually a donkey? I think you're mistaken. Why would they call him Donkey Kong if not Donkey? That just doesn't make any sense, Arcadius. Oh, can I scratching post this?
Jason.
Got so distracted being a cat, I forgot to Jason for a minute there. I startled myself by pressing B to escape the scratching post, and then I was like, oh, No, I should just Jason. Hey, Doc, I found the keys to your safe. You need to be more careful with these. Oh, I got the keys to a safe. It's not enough to bury your safe behind a bunch of books, just the librarian. Oh man, that's really funny because I know 2 women named Jess who, like, have library adjacent skills. Yeah, this is the second save because it's hidden behind books, presumably. Jason. By the way, did you all appreciate or notice the fact that I discounted Sean and Jason for the purpose of STRAAAYSON? But which book? Which room? Oftentimes, if I just think, like, which something, my brain immediately goes to Omega Virus, and I'm inclined to shout, which room? And, like, almost no one understands what that means. Which room? What's that? What's Omega Virus? It's, like, the best board game of all. Are you familiar with Mall Madness, at least in concept demolition? I feel like I want to, like... Oh, did I actually knock over all those books? Oh, I sure did. Get dumpstered. Gotta find that save. I'm not leaving here without the save. No. Okay, that makes it slightly more difficult. So, by way of explaining that reference, Mall Madness is a board game that was, like, designed for girls in the 90s. And it had, like, a central, like, a really basic computer in the middle of the board, or at the edge of the board. I don't think I've actually properly played Mall Madness, even though my family owned it. And, like, it would sort of keep track of stuff. I think it kept track of, like, your credit or whatever, and then, like, it would tell you based on, like, some randomly generated schedule when there were, like, sales at stores in the mall, and you would try to, like, go and buy things and whatever. And then Omega Virus is, like, the boy version that I think came after, where you're on a space station that has, like, a malicious computer virus that's, like, corrupting the system. And the computer virus is trying to kill everyone on the space station. And so you have to gather, like, specific weapons to, like, neutralize it before it, like, blows up the whole space station and takes over whatever. It's like Barbie game, but for the mall. Kind of. The Mall Madness. And then just imagine that in a space station where instead of buying jewelry or whatever, you're trying to blow up a computer virus that's trying to kill you. The Barbie game. We had something called Barbie Charms the World that I know for a while as a kid I was, like, really enamored with. Which I know is, like, weird for a guy, but, like, you see this, right? Like, it should make some amount of sense. I think demolition indicated at some point I passed the safe. Oh, there it is. I like that as I'm saying that, the game's like, please, just open the safe, Vasco. It's like item. The keys to the safe. What did I get?
Jason.
It's a strange notebook with a symbol on it. This one seems to belong to someone named Doc. After weeks of research, I've combined a spectrometer with a powerful UV lamp. With this, we should be capable of warding off the Zerks on our way out. The initial attempt was explosive. I might have to test it under real conditions. I don't know what it means, but it'll probably be useful later. We should go see that Momo person. So I'm not collecting, like, Lucky Neko Cat statues or whatever. I kind of figured that would be a thing that we did. The exit was, like, this way, right? Yeah, there's so many great, like, the performances from whoever did, like, the voice of the virus in Omega Virus is just, like, is perfection. Like, every line read is an absolute choice, and whether or not you agree with them, they went, like, 110% every time. Angel, thank you for gifting 3 months of sub to Jakey. Thank you so much for doing that. Also, welcome. I don't know if you've been lurking, but welcome. Hello, friend. Are you Doc? Heptor? That's not a name. Oh, hey, it's you. You do look weird and small, but there's something about you. feel compelled to pet you, but I won't because I don't understand why. Oh, I only have Doc's Notebook 3 of 4. Logo of the Outsiders. They were a group of people looking for the surface. Momo was one of them. One day they decided to put their plan into action and went into the sewers. Sadly, not a peep from them since. Twitch Turbo today. Just found out that was a thing. I, like, don't fully understand what Twitch Turbo is. Has it improved? Oh, yeah, I see the logo there that I wasn't paying attention to. The battery thing. Has it improved your life? Oh, Cotillion has golden double stuff Oreos. Man, recently I got... Like, I had, like, that weird thing where, like, I just craved something from, like, thousands of years ago and was like, I need this type of cookie that I haven't had in, like, 12 years at least. And found it at the store, and I had them, and I was like, these are at least as good as I remember, which I frankly didn't expect. Twitch Turbo hides all the ads. You're just subbing for emotes. I mean, that's a good life philosophy. How much does Twitch Turbo cost? And to support people. That's very generous of you, Jakey. That's cool. For some reason, Momo stayed behind. I think he always regrets that decision. Poor guy. Maybe I can help him escape. Is he a nerd? He probably is. I think I'm supposed to go down? Use Brink with down? I have no idea where I dropped that paint before, but there will be paint. $9. Oh, hey, look, paint. He's so mad. I'm cleaning the porch of my shop again! Stop playing all over my shop, you clumsy rascal! I love you, bye-bye. Laundromat. Yeah, music is pretty good. It's very, as my parents would say, Epcosian. Oh, I need a detergent. I can exchange that for goods and services. I don't remember what. The cables? I don't know what the cables do. Something. Right, Cuzco's cables. Cables for Cuzco. The cables chosen specifically to plug in Cuzco. Cuzco's cables. Those cables. I think that's all I probably need from in here. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. Doc? Zoe. Oh, well, at least Cosmo's making use of all that detergent. Wait, I want to talk to you again. Do you mean this detergent? I bet some people pay a lot for a full super spirit bottle. I bet they would. So, like, the shop was, like, hereabouts, yeah? For spirit detergent. Yeah. Yeah. Here you go. I got a thing. And this is 3 cans, right? Just want to make sure. Been here since 6, but realized I never said anything. No, it's not your bad. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I love talking to folks, but, like, I've definitely had days where I'm like, here's the thing, right? I'm, like, psychotically neurotic, right? So, I like to watch people's streams. I mostly watch, well, I don't know, I guess I watch about 50-50 of, like, smaller streamers, bigger streamers, but it kind of depends on, like, stuff that's going on. But, like, I really like to watch smaller streamers and then chat with them, because a lot of them don't have even as many people as I'm fortunate enough to have, like, chat with them on a regular stream. But then, like, sometimes I'll get in this weird mode where it's like, I feel crappy and I don't really want to be social. And then I feel, like, discouraged from going to the stream because I feel bad for not talking. But, like, don't do that. Just, like, watch the stream. Don't be like Vasco. Don't be a dingbat and pull a bonehead move like that. Just do what you want and have a good time. Basketball? I missed the basketball. Where was that? You think you can find more? No, I don't. But here's more. Tomorrow's. mega mood. Right, Angel? You get me.
Jason. Jason.
Jason.
Am I neurotypically psychotic? Like, probably. Maybe? I don't know.
Jason. Jason. Jason.
Also, detergent-based society is greater than dollars. True. That's true. Can I talk to you again, or do I have to leave and come back? I think I have to let him play himself out. Neurodivergent, like psychotic. Yeah, that sounds like me. I think that's correct. Now... Oh, there's the basketball. Can I pick it up? Oh, I see. Since I can't actually pick it up, I feel like this is gonna be a hassle. I feel like there's a non-zero chance I can leave and come back and it will spawn at the top of the staircase. I may need to rely on that if I actually want to do this. See a shiny on the stool next to the musician? I think it's just a jump up point, but we'll double check that because I intended to come back here anyway. Yeah, I think that's all it is. Is like is a hop up point that I don't think is important. Thanks for music. Can you find more? Yeah, let's clear out this inventory. Mildly important information. This one was composed by a renowned algorithm.
Jason. Jason. Jason.
Jason.
Jason. Jason.
I absolutely love that the mod keeps the like sound effect dubbed to the cat, even though it's screaming Jason now.
Jason.
It's very good. The lyrics are so meaningful. I know. The world looks different through a saltine, you know? You know what I mean? I really want to open that safe. Okay, let's go, like, do something again, now that I've dropped off all that music. Let's see, I went that way before. This is where the paint is, yeah? What does that remind me of? What's at the edge of my mind? Oh, it's something from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. It has, like, that sort of synthetic voice modulation thing as its main way of talking. Announcement! I am looking for any sheet music to play the guitar to add some ambiance. If you find any, bring them to me. Wow, that's the least useful graffiti of all time, considering that's the thing I just did and I was looking for literally anything else to do. Rip. Remember! Rip Human's heart. Rip Humans less than 3. Humans were the first residents around here. It seems they're all dead now. What do you think it feels like being dead? Unfortunately, I can't Jason in response to that, because that's the answer I want to give. I know it's really silly coming from me, but are they actually at peace? Will I be at peace when I die? I don't know what death feels like for an AI. I'm sorry, I don't want to break the mood. Let's move on.
Jason.
Ooh. Ooh. Do they not all give can? Give can! Rude! Give can! Oh, it rolled... How did it... I feel like I was looking straight at it, and it, like, appeared behind me without me noticing it roll. I must be having a stroke. A very loud bucket. A lot of scratching post.
Jason.
Ooh, I like that it echoes.
Jason. Jason.
Jason.
Do you smell toast? Always. See, I made a reference to that a few months ago. I forget why. I think I had, like, errantly smelled toast and was, like, vaguely concerned about it, and I, like, mentioned that on stream, and people were like, why? Why would you be concerned about, like, the phantom smell of toast? And I was like, that's like a stroke thing. That's like, it's, like, bad. And at some point I'd made the joke of, like, a really, like, terrible thing to do would be to, like, get, like, a toast-scented air freshener and, like, install it in someone's house without telling them. Because those are the insane, neurotypically divergent psychotic thoughts I have. Little one, do you have an electric cable for me? I'd love to make a poncho for you, but I need that cable. Well, weirdly, yes, I do actually. Thank you, my dear. I'll get to work right away. This implied that time passed. I think you did say that last time, Neko. I gained poncho. I don't know why I want it, but I sure have it now. There you go, little one. It'll suit you well. Neat.
Jason!
Jason. It rocks. Grandma made me these clothes. Pretty stylish, no? You want something? Yeah, Guap. Are you a nerd? Is there a Y? I was looking around. I didn't think I saw one. Does it count, for the purpose of whatever you're talking about, Demolition, does it count that as different for doing it with different people? Not sure how much I care about trying to get every single one, unless you want to, like, coach me on it, but just out of curiosity. Because I did do that with someone. At some point. So, do I need to get this guy to leave so I can have soda? Oh, the endgame thing is just memories. I thought it was like a trophy for doing all the cat stuff or something.
Jason!
So if I drop paint on his head...
Jason!
I could probably go in here, right?
Jason!
Is this the, like, you snuck into someone's home through the roof song? Is that what this is?
Jason!
Ooh, shiny book. No, sheet music. Is there something, like, air quotes important in here? Or is that the main goal of this place? Oh, hang on. Clementine's Notebook 4 of 4.
Jason!
It's a strange notebook with a symbol on it. This one seems to belong to someone named Clementine. I don't remember what inspired this thought. But for some reason recently, I had the idea that a really funny name for, like, a cartoon witch, like Gruntilda from Banjo-Kazooie, would be Flementine. It's like the word phlegm combined with the name Clementine. And I don't remember what inspired that, but I was like, yeah, I like that. Jiki says, this game design for the city reminds me of the walled city in Hong Kong. Ocean says that's what inspired it. Oh. I didn't realize either of those things. How do I... Okay. Everything is going according to plan. We managed to contact the upper level before the transceiver went down. They are in a place called Midtown, and apparently it's controlled by some kind of oppressive force. I talked to Momo earlier. His eyes! Bring me the eyes! I know his look. He will not come with us. I don't know what this means, but it'll probably be useful later. We should see Momo. So, okay, it seems like my hunch was probably correct, and that I want to find, like, 2 other locations to slink into in, like, the upper areas of this region to get all 4 of those books, and I don't know if I need them for anything. But finding 4 of stuff isn't, like, a huge number. No shortcut there, huh? You know all the places you're trying to get. I bet you can move around really fast as Cat. Oh, remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. It looks like this poor guy also wanted to go to the upper level. Yes, I remember. Midtown is up there, away from all the garbage and sickness of the slums. Even in the dire times, humans could not help but divide themselves by social class. Back then, a lot of people from the slums were prepared to do anything to move up there. Apparently, robots also copied this behavior for some unknown reason. Okay. I feel like I will not be able to find these things. There are many. I am but one cat. Hold on. I feel like I went up on top of that building. And there was not... Can I... Here or something? Like I... Okay. And then... Get up here... Doesn't look like that. Wait, something's shining. Oh, oh, oh. No, oh, nope, nope. Hold on. Why is the hitbox for the table being so annoying? No, just no. Go on the table. Cat. Authentic cat experience. Okay, great. Yeah, I figured. Sheet music. Got it. This is a scratching post, I presume.
Jason!
What's that sound at the door? It's probably nothing. More of that strange oil. I started previewing some of those, like, Phyrexian corrupted planeswalkers for, Arch of the Machines or whatever the next set is called. All the Phyrexian stuff blends together. The production release schedule for Magic the Gathering is an actual nightmare. Talk to that person. Went in that place over there by the blue sign. Trick to getting in that place? What about...
Jason!
Will the blue signs indicate some meaningful level of entry? Probably not. But... yeah.
Jason!
I'm gonna find my way over there, even if there's nothing to find when I get there. Since may need to do a temporary WotC ban to make a point or something that won't matter to anyone. There was... today or yesterday I saw a tweet was pretty good, where someone said, I forget exactly what they said, but it was something to the effect of like, it was like some commentary on like people's response to like Wizards of the Coast and like the way they're doing business or something, and the top comment on it was like, we're in a bad state because I genuinely don't know if you're saying that in reference to Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons. Like, the company has reached such like a catastrophic point of interacting with its customer base that like people are mad about both of its like primary products. Wizards of the Coast backtrack. The thing I had read most recently was that they decided to put like a halt on things because they were surprised at the backlash, but that their intention was still to move forward on the OGL thing. Yeah, not the Magic the Gathering stuff. They're just fully committed to ruining that. Ventilation power supply. Yoink. So that turns off a fan somewhere, allowing me to something $5. Like we're gonna have to jump. It's the "we snuck into someone's house through the roof" song. Oh, I've knocked everything over. What a shame. I can kind of see in this box, and it makes me feel like I should break it open. Oh, hang on. What was that? Ah, notebook. It was the thing I was looking for. Jason. This one seems to belong to someone named Balthazar. All trace of organic life has disappeared, except for what we call zerks. They seem to eat almost anything that moves and breed at an inconceivable rate, as if being locked in the city wasn't hard enough. Oh. There's also a note in this book. Well, it is a notebook. It says, I found a design flaw in the transceiver, but I think I've figured out how to fix it. Here's the equation. I don't know what this means, but it'll probably be useful later. We should talk to Momo. Maybe Momo's a nerd of some kind. Ooh, rainwater. Jason. 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 Anything else I care about in here? Or did, like, only the first place have the... Well, no, I guess the safe was the book. So I'm probably just looking for books, then. Is this something? I opened the window. Probably my way out, since I came through a thing I can't get back out. Kind of want to make sure there's nothing else to look at. I have some nerve. Thing on top of that bed? It's kind of where I came from, so I doubt it. Nope. Oh, it's just the ventilation part that I removed. Okay, let's leave. Big AFK to scrounge for food. Good hunting. And Jason. I don't think there's anything useful up. I already came by here. I didn't ride the bucket, did I? Did I ride the bucket here? I feel like I came by here and didn't ride the bucket. Is this where I just went down? It is. Okay. So I guess we could ride the bucket?
Jason. Jason! 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 Jason!
Jason!
Jason!
Jason!
Jason!
Jason! Jason!
Jason. See, I don't know how you folks feel about a running joke like installing a mod that makes your cat say Jason. You might get tired of it. I don't. You and I are not the same. Okay, we already. This is the memory we did. So this was a mistake. I want that 4th book and like 2 cans of soda. And then also, I guess I could use whatever drink currency this game has. Like, not IRL.
Jason! Jason!
Jason! Jason!
Be mad. Nice notebook. 1 energy drink. A poncho. 2 more pieces of sheet music. I need 1 book. 4 books, 2 cans of soda, and some sheet music. Make for a wild time in Tijuana. Really, you've never been to Singapore or something. What's that basketball doing? It has not fixed itself. Guess I'll turn in some sheet music.
Jason! Jason.
Hey, just trying to gauge sanity here. Just throwing it out there, Momo may have the last book. I guess that's possible. But my assumption, and this could be a false assumption, but my assumption is because the game tells us that there's 4 of them in a fashion that makes it seem like they're collectible, that I myself can collect them. Could be wrong. Could be mistaken in that. But like, is this roughly how this game is played, or am I being terrible by not having a better sense of where to go? Like, you're kind of supposed to explore this area and just like find stuff, right? Like, you're just being a cat, right? Okay, this is correct. Okay, just making sure I'm not like that. There isn't like secretly some like big flashing sign somewhere. I mean, I know I'm supposed to go to Momo, but I think I want to at least collect the books before doing that in theory. So it's not that I'm like trying to not do the game. I feel like the exploring is like part of it. Mapped it out easier in your head. It's I haven't really played like a 3D game with this kind of exploration in a while, so I'm definitely a little rusty. Also, like Friday Brain like doesn't help that sort of thing. There aren't as clear landmarks, I think, as I would like. A lot of the rooftops feel very similar to me, so like I'm struggling a bit to keep oriented at all times. Cool down. I think I can play this. Look.
Jason!
Jason! Jason!
Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Your favorite? It's a good one. Had it on loop for an hour once. Yeah, I have like a really high tolerance for like all things that I like. So like it is not uncommon for me to listen to one song pretty much endlessly. That riff reminds me of like a pop song from like the late 90s or the early 2000s. It's a little Sorry Miss Jackson, isn't it? It's kind of what that is. You like the save code location? No? I don't think so. Not yet. I mean, my assumption there had been that Momo might be my nerd, although I wasn't totally committed to that. It seemed relatively likely. What's going on up here? Oh, it's like a memory. This is like a flashback. This is like a dream. This is like all the things you can fit inside a memory. Remarkable. Companions have evolved so much. Yeah, they had to be nerfed because they were way too strong. In the early days, their simple AI merely imitated human art. Now, this is all their own. Humans often said that making art is important in desperate situations. I think that's the way humans would put it. I like that there are like 5 different interpretations of what that song sounds like in chat. That's fascinating. We may be listening to different parts of it. Am I taking care of business as a cat? I think I am, but I still haven't come any closer to finding my son Jason as far as I can tell. Do any of you know where Jason is? These certainly are desperate times. Beep boop. Memory received. Ooh, that's a good song.
Jason!
Over there.
Jason!
Jason. Jason.
Jason!
Jason!
Oh, this is where I was like a second ago, huh? Yeah, at the top of the bucket. Top of Mount Bucket. Sean. Well, I'm glad we managed to make this game playable. I am enjoying it a lot. We have reached a stage where I'm a little anxious about not accomplishing anything. But I'm still having a good time. Can I not get anywhere up here? It feels like I should be able to get up on something.
Jason! Jason!
Can I talk to you? Oh, you're the upstairs guy. Oh no, not again. Gray is needed, blue is have, and orange is the story section you're in. Interesting. I'll forget that in 5 seconds. Point is aimless wandering. As long as that's true, we're fine. Because it feels like that should be the point. Like, there's part of me that wants to know what percentage of the game is messing around in this town, but I definitely actually don't want to know. I think this is it. I think this is the last book I was looking for anyway. Sad rainbow face. This is Momo, huh? I accidentally went to Momo, I think. Outsiders.
Jason!
The city has a cylindrical shape of about 450 meters in diameter. There is a level above ours. The city seems to have a ceiling. If I believe my books, the big blue sky is hidden behind. Momo is better than Moma and Mama. It's so hard to keep track of all the Mumas. This isn't just claw carpet. What is this? Ball? Oh, there's another bag.
Jason!
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 You have energy drink? No. You have scissor? Topical reference of scissor? It's never going to work. Why did I let them go? I am all alone now. Hey you, what do you want? Suppose I'm supposed to show him the postcard, but I want to show him this. The very old binary code. Okay, so you're not the geek I'm looking for. How about the postcard? If he had it, he'd be sipping on it. That's an excellent point, Cotillion. This is a picture of the outside. Do you want to go to there? I want to go to there. Wow, he's very upset. Well, don't bother. It is a waste of time. It will bring you only loneliness and despair. My friends had this dream too, but now they are gone and I am all alone. I don't know where they ended up. I tried to contact them, but that gosh darn transceiver doesn't work. My friends and I took notes of our research about the outside. Here, take mine if you really want to go out there. Oh yeah, Cotillion was totally right. Beep boop. You're on your own. I'm done with the outside. Good luck. Oh. I kind of thought we'd be working with him. But he just don't care. Momo seems very sad. He misses his friends. Let me check the notebook he gave us. The Outsider's Manifesto. We must go outside at any cost. We must protect our brothers and sisters. We must stay away from Zerks. It is signed Clementine Baltazar, Doc, and Momo. It looks like Momo's name was added later. We should show him the other notebooks we found. Hey, I found all the books. Hey, little cat, are you still looking for those useless notebooks? Nah, man, I had them, like, the whole time. That's Baltazar's notebook, right? I never quite understood what he was talking about most of the time, but he was very wise. Oh, it belonged to Doc? It belonged to Doc? He was really a huge nerd for electronics and stuff. He was always on the verge of a great discovery. Would you say he's some kind of geek? Or a node? Clementine.
Jason.
Wait, you actually found all of my friend's notebooks, Jason. Oh, what's that note? The transceiver can be repaired. This is incredible. That means we should be able to communicate outside of the slums. Clementine Zabalt is our doc.
Jason.
I'm sorry I doubted our cause. I'll promise you I will find a way to reach the surface. Thank you, we might be able to find a way up. Let's fix this piece of junk transceiver. Hey, voila, it works. Come with me. Chomp. Up there, see that building high above the others? If you install the transceiver at the very top of the tower, we should be able to communicate with the whole city. The prince might still be out there. If there is a way out, we'll know it. You're the only one small and quick enough to evade the Zerks. We may need you, little outsider. Bring us to the sky. That's all well and good, but what about Ball? Have you seen this ball?
Jason.
Jason.
So, I'm pretty sure if I go up and do that, it might not be, like, directly a point of no return, but, like... Ooh, remember. Oh, back home too. I remember this video game. Yeah, soft is sort of what I figured. It was made just after I was created, I think. I can't remember it well. The scientist and I spend a lot of time playing it. It was fun. I miss him. Why can't I remember his name?
Jason.
Don't get why the cat just goes along with this and helps everyone. Because he's trying to find his other cat friends and his son Jason.
Jason.
So, the question I have is there actually a way to get out of here if I wanted to? It would be pretty funny if by scratching on the door, the robot came over to let you out. I think it's possible I'm already in the soft point of no return, maybe? Maybe. Earth. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and fifth largest in the solar system by mass and diameter. To date, it is the only celestial object known to foster life. According to radiometric dating, the Earth is 4.54 billion years old, has a single natural satellite, the Moon, which formed soon after. The gravitational interaction with the Moon creates the tides, stabilizes the Earth's axis of rotation, and gradually reduces rotation speed. Jason. Okay, but, like, I don't actually seem to be able to, like, go back the way I came, which I think is through that window? Or was it, like, through... Oh, maybe I'm just remembering wrong? Did we come through here? Hold on. Sheet music. I think I still had more sheet music to get before I came up here. Or to give.
Jason!
Rather.
Jason!
I'm visiting the nerd. I would like to... Like, it sounds like Doc is the nerd, but, like, by having played video games before in my life, my assumption is that nerd lives close to the safe, because how else would I get back to the safe? Oh, hello. Be under the bed, because I am a cat. It doesn't serve any purpose, but I can be down here. Okay, but for real, how do I go back? Is it just that I go through that door and don't go up? Like, where did I...
Jason!
Jason. Not this window, right? Because I think I came through here, and I don't think I can come back in there. Another one. Okay. Well, like, should I be looking for one that isn't the one he opened? This is probably just scratching post, right?
Jason!
Jason. I don't think there was anything like that here. I checked the blue thing. You mean the thing in the box? There's like kind of something. Main. Oh, the outsider symbol? I did check the outsider symbol. Outsiders. Okay. So then I can go out here and it won't immediately doom me, maybe? Nah, this feels like I'm trapped here. I think ultimately the concern is that, yeah, I kind of thought we might have some chance to go back. I don't know if we'll have access to everything or whatever. But, like, I think the issue is that, like, I guess I shouldn't show him all the books if I'm not ready to be, like, soft-locked.
Jason!
I think the only thing I can do now is
Jason!
Jason.
Jason! Jason!
I was just hoping that by giving him the books I might learn something new. Like maybe who the nerd was or something. Rooftops. Not the end of the world. Nah, it's a little annoying. It's like fair, but it's a little annoying. I also, like, if I knew I was stuck, I like would have spent less time messing around in there. But I would have missed some stuff. Like, there was a memory in there and whatever.
Jason!
Sometimes I land and it makes like a little beep boop. Oh, hold on. Meow to attract enemies? Oh no, is that what we're doing now? Well, here's the problem, game. I don't know how to meow. Yeah, Saturday's off. I got holiday weekend thing to do. We'll be back next week. So hold on. It's the 20th, then the 27th, and then February. We'll probably... I think the next 2 Fridays are gonna just be more Murder by Numbers, and we'll try to finish this on Saturdays, and then probably Strong Week.
Jason!
Now the problem is I like don't know where to go now. I guess I just wanted to juke them. The strategy works less good when I don't know where I'm trying to get. I don't know how jumpy they are. They're not like crazy jumpy, maybe? I don't know what way I'm going. Probably that way I was just looking. I don't like that noise at all.
Jason's
Bad noise. Yeah, I think I'm going the other way. Under this wall. There's like weird growth here that I assume is associated with the Zerks. Okay, well they can... Can they get up here? It seemed like they could get up on that wall, or at least they were acting like they could. They're basically the cuddliest murder machines this side of I'll think of something later. I feel like the end of that is like, insert folksy euphemism. Image number 37 not found.
Jason!
Memory. I hate that I've descaled my TV monitor because now the clock is extremely small and I can't read it. Normally it's easy to reference. The city is full of neon. It wasn't always this way. There used to be strict energy caps, especially in the slums. But people couldn't handle the constant darkness. One day someone lit up rainbow lamps, neon signs all over their house. That person was taken away and never seen again. People saw hope, and not long after, everyone started putting lots of lights in their homes. There was nothing the oppressors could do. It was a way for people to see colors again, like on the outside. I think it helped. So, I'm doing pretty good on finding memories if I'm sort of understanding things correctly. I'm missing 2? I'm guessing at least one of them is back in the main area. Hopefully I can spend at least enough time there to, like, do the score pieces or whatever. This isn't a dead end, right? What am I missing? No, it's like just the memory and then I turn around? I think where did I come from? Where did I come from? No, probably not this way. I think I would remember it. No, it wants me to go this way. I got the catapult achievement. I can't stress enough how extremely small the achievement text is. Well, but hang on. Is the notion that I'm just gonna jump on this and I'll have enough momentum to like finish the way? Ooh, a roly-poly. Where would I desire to get? Onto that? Fair enough. I don't know about that. I mean, it seems like pretty reasonable to try and get all the memory things. How many total are there? It doesn't seem like a huge number. Like a big number, but not a huge one. Is that a memory? I see like a weird glowy blue thing. Oh, 20-ish? I thought it was like twice that many. The deep one's very good. Jason! On this? Oh, gross. It's all like Grixis-y. That'll take me to a new place. That's not a memory though, right? That's just like a blue screen in a slightly prominent sort of position. That really hard? I think that's fine. I think I just keep going.
Jason!
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 Personally, I think it's worth it. I mean, like, if you want to give me like the hot cold detector if I'm gonna miss it or something. Back door. Oh, it's easy. No, I don't know about all that. That seems not great. Can I get a closer look at these guys without them eating me? Are they cute, though? You know, that's not how I thought that was gonna go. I think that was mostly correct. I think I did that in a way that was slightly stupid, but I think that was the desired end result. I don't, like, I'm not sure if you're messing with me. They're kind of upsetting. No, not up. It feels like I should go up here. Oh, I need to, oh, okay. I need to roll them. I gotta roll it. Also, is that a magic reference? Which thing? Oh, Grixis. Yeah, Grixis is a magic reference. Back in college, when I sort of got back into Magic, they had a world called Alara that was shattered into subworlds that were distinguished by, like, types of magic they didn't have. And one of the most striking of which was Grixis. Grixis is a world that is defined by having neither of the colors most closely associated with, like, life-giving magic. And so it's this horrible nightmare world where, like, necromancers have, like, repurposed anything that ever lived there and just keep, like, reanimating it and using its parts and stuff. It's a really, like, novel and interesting idea, but every description of it is horrible, including my favorite reference to make, which is, like, in one of the Magic novels at the time. They describe, like, Nicol Bolas, like, hanging out with one of his generals in some, like, building that had, like, a window made out of thin fingernail, and it's like, oh, God. Ugh. Something cute about the cat doing the hamster wheel thing in the garbage drum. I agree, it's very good. There's something over here. It feels like there could be something
Jason.
over here.
Jason.
No? This just feels like an area where if I miss something, I'll absolutely never be able to come back. Nah, no worries, Demolition. I think I just scared everyone off with like 3 hours of Jason. It's unclear to me what people's actual level of excitement for this was. I was just like, listen, if I'm playing Stray, it's gonna be with this mod, even if it makes the stream unwatchable. That's just how it is. So like, are those just pods or are those like full-on Zerks? They're glowing, but I don't think they're like moving. Okay. I mean, it's a very good game. Like, you know that I will tell you if I do not like a game, because I hate most games. I've liked this game quite a lot.
Jason.
You did mention you got it from my sister. But, like, I don't think that she would play it the correct way with the Jason mod, because I don't know that she's ever played Heavy Rain. Oh, man. We should get my sister to stream Heavy Rain. Although I don't know that she would actually like it. But, oh, man, that would be so good. Oh, that music's very dramatic.
Jason.
Oh, I don't like it here. This is a bad place for Cat to be. It's gross in here. It's very Grixis-y. Okay, so where's my end game? That far corner? It's obviously somewhere on the back wall. I feel like... I mean, there's two places where there's lights. I feel like it's going to be one of those is the place I'm trying to get. It feels like there's going to be more things to jump up on the right. That place is basically the bad place. What's the good place? I would argue that the two, like, nicest places in Magic are probably either Bant, which was, like, another fraction of that same world that Grixis is from, whose whole thing is like, it's almost like the inverse. Instead of having no life magic, it doesn't have, like, the destructive magic of the colors most closely associated with that. And so it's, like, kind of this idyllic society where, like, war doesn't exist, and there's just sort of competitions of, like, chivalry and pride and like capability, and like that's like the most aggressive thing that happens in that world, and everything is like beautiful and governed by these angels and stuff. I equipped the poncho. That's such like a good question that sounds insane, but I don't think so. No, let's ask him. What's the inventory one? Up. Show to B12. Perfect for a cold robot. Alright, apparently I have to find a cold robot that I don't think I have thus far encountered. Have I ever seen the show The Good Place? Yeah, it's an excellent TV show. Wait, they haven't noticed me? I really thought that was gonna go different. Can you stealth this? No, 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 no. Woof. Oh. Alley you. Oh, there's more of them, huh? Kinda hoping that wasn't the case. I'm trying to get there? That doesn't seem right, because I can just run there, right? What am I trying to get then? I mean, there's a fence. Know where I'm going. Oh, it's another one of these, huh? So I could hack this, but it seems like it's just one door, and if I hack it, it's just gonna... Okay, hold on. This first. It's so gross here. So Grixisy. How am I feeling lately? How do you mean, Demolition? Like, psychologically or physical wellness? Necocorp. Necocorp? That word means cat. I mean, it's spelled wrong. They were responsible for waste management. As trash from the upper levels overloaded the slums, they tried to develop a bacteria to dissolve it all. After the humans disappeared, that bacteria mutated, growing, eating away more than trash. Now we have Zerks. Let's go. Alright, so I think I'm just missing a big one that I, like, would have to do at the end of the area, maybe? Silent Watcher. That's a great name. Also, welcome. This is my first time playing the game, but I am really enjoying it. That said, what the crap do I do now? So I came up here. There's gotta be something behind the gate I need, right? Like, it feels like from a level perspective, I'm supposed to open that door, and then, like, run over here and, like, jump up on this, and then go back where they were. I don't know why I want to do that, but it feels like that's the thing I'm supposed to do. Like, looking at it, it's just, like, unclear why that's my goal, but it just feels very strongly as though that's my goal. Like, this is gonna be bad, and I hate it. I don't like being chased. Please jump. Okay, I got a barrel. Yeah, if I noticed the barrel sooner, that would have made that more obvious. That's true. Gotta knock it over. I'm a cat. Jason. Oh, by the way, I'm using the heavy rain mod, so my cat doesn't meow. It says Jason. I just want to alert you to that because it could be jarring to find that out later. Okay, so I got up here, which I, like, could have done before. So I must need something else? Or not? I mean, like, what would it... Something to do with the chain? Chain does not appear to be connected in such a way that makes me think physics work here.
Jason!
Jason. So I'm supposed to push this, like I have to undo this, right? Like that seems to be the only thing that makes sense. Where would that take me to? The girder. Okay. So... Okay. I'm gonna hate this. That's not great. It's okay, they're too stupid to have figured that out by themselves. Just like me, trying to solve that puzzle. We're equally stupid and thus well matched.
Jason!
Oh. I looked at chat and there was like a bunch of guys I wasn't expecting coming straight for me. Nope, up, nope, up, nope, up, 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 up. Okay. Don't like being chased. I mean, there's gotta be some up here, even though those don't look like the ones that chase you over there in the distance. Where am I going, though? Over by the scaffolding? Oh no, 2 people said, oh god. I don't like the sound of that. That sounds bad. Oh, no, this seems troublesome. Oh, that's gonna draw some attention. Oh, I really hate the sound and look of that. Pretty much everything about this feels bad. Oh, yeah, that feels bad. I think I get the idea, but boy do I hate it.
Jason!
Timing was not ideal, because it was like kind of close to coming down. Oh, but it sure wasn't down yet. Use elevator. Wanted to make sure that wasn't gonna close the gate, or open the gate. I expected that to go worse. I'm not good at stuff. That sort of thing normally gets me. There's something about the nature of the cat that's synchronizing with me more than expected. I think it's the Jason.
Jason!
So I'm basically here. I just gotta get up on this. Here it is, put the transceiver on the antenna. Okay, but like, where's the jump up? Oh, just like here. Okay, I thought I had to like... Transceiver. Saying you have a cat as your totem animal? No, I don't think I would say that. I mean, I've always liked rabbit, although I think my sister does align more closely with that. I feel like turtle would probably be mine. I mean, obviously through branding, narwhal and crab are both very friendly spirits. Put the files in the computer. I have all the evidence I need. But I think turtle is closest to my personality or whatever. However you want to interpret that without being culturally insensitive. By which I mean, there's an expression that people have historically used to convey the animal that they're closely related to that you are discouraged from using these days. Look, the view. Beautiful from here. I remember now. The city. It was meant to be a shelter. Explains the Squirtle stuff. Yeah. I think that was a big part of me ultimately choosing Squirtle out of the original Pokemon starters, although it was a struggle because they're all great. I think there's a chance that my emote artist might open commissions again soon. I saw her stream, and it had the title, like, she's back! And, like, I've seen her streaming more, which makes me think maybe she'll come around to do it. If that's true, I'll have to nail down some descriptions and get those emotes commissioned like I want. Yeah, hence totem instead of spirit. I'm just trying to be careful. That's a fair distinction. One is pagan. But yeah, help me out if you have ideas on what, like, I want a Carlos emote, and I don't know what it should be exactly. Those look like stars, but they're only lights marking the hermetic roof sealing off the city. Humankind built this shell to protect themselves from the outside, but it came at a cost. Nobody can go out. The outside was a disaster. Oh, you're telling me. I mean, I'm kind of sick of being inside at this point, but, like, the outside is a disaster. Completely barren, unlivable, and dangerous. Carlos holding up a Clawsome banner. I mean, I like the idea, but I feel like my experiment of having, like, the wrecked banner on the ship, the maroon ship, like, didn't turn out 100%. It doesn't quite track the way I want. I don't know if Clawsome will fit in the scale of an emote. I mean, it could be like sort of a mirror heart situation. Doesn't quite resonate. That sounds like LA. Yeah, it's not great. But if you come from outside, it must mean it's safe again. There's definitely like a Wally undertone to this whole situation. And my promise wasn't just to go to the outside, it was to open the city. I still don't understand why some memories are coming back and others aren't. But I'm certain now this is my purpose. I have to open the city. Come on, let's go back and find Momo. Now that we've connected the transmitter, we should be able to get help. Yeah, I mean, I feel like as much as I love the wrecked emote in theory, and it came out like pretty well, it doesn't resonate, I guess. It's not as clear and easy as some of the others. I agree that there's some emotional overlap to Sad Narwhal and Curse. I don't know, Curse has kind of his own vibe that I think goes above and beyond the others. I would put Wrecked in the category with Yay of, like, I would consider at some point, like,
Jason!
redoing them.
Jason! Jason!
Jason! Jason!
Jason!
It's a big bucket.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Darn it, took me straight back to his house. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't do that. The Slums Part 2. And from a movie I always giggle at. Man 1. Is this heaven? Man 2. No, this isn't heaven. It's the other place? No. There's no other place. Though I hear Los Angeles is getting pretty close. That's all fair and good. Oh, hang on. He left me a note. Look, a note! Little outsider, if you're reading this, that means you're still alive. Excellent. I took some equipment to the bar and to take advantage of their antenna. Come meet me there. I've locked the window, but the code to open it is quite simple. It is. Quite simple, yes, agreed. Be careful, it is case sensitive. See you at the bar! Hugs and kisses, Momo. That must be the code for the window near the entrance. Let's go! I don't believe there's anything else here I need to care about. I got the memory. I got the score piece. There's not like a whole lot else I would collect at this point. Now I can like use robot to enter code. Is that universal greeting again? Oh no, now I remember. Ba weep grana weep ninny bon. It was an H, I think? Error! My bad, let's try that again. Was it an O or a 0? Okay. Momo is at the bar waiting for us, so let's go not to the bar. Not that I remember precisely where the bar is, but we should go to not there.
Jason.
Jason.
Jason. Jason.
Okay, so what do I need to do? I gotta talk to that musician, I gotta find that nerd, and I'm still oh, hang on, your disposition has changed. My friend and I love tossing buckets at each other. Good, clean fun. Our downstairs neighbor disagrees, so we're taking a break right now. Gotta find me a geek. Which is, like, also true IRL. Single geeky ladies, eh?
Jason.
Okay, I am... Okay, I am here. Gotta turn in some score pieces. I think I have 2, maybe 3. Guess it's 2? Oh yeah, we should check on the basketball. Ballad of the Lonely Robot. I think I could play it. Look.
Jason. Jason.
How do I get this game to keep calling Jason in the background? Well, I mean, when I'm doing it on the bucket, it's just me meowing. There's a mod that someone made for this game where you just, like, they created some sort of audio file database for the game to pull from. And if you put that database in a certain place in relation to where this game is looking for sound effect files, instead of, like, a variety of cat meowing sounds, you get, Ethan Mars from Heavy Rain saying Jason.
Jason. Jason.
It was like I am like no good at modding games in that way. I've done like almost none of it, but this was quite easy to do.
Jason. Jason.
Basketball. I did it. Oh, there was actually an achievement. It took a second for the achievement to load, so I was like, that was just for fun? Go to guy. Go to guy. None of you are geek, right? What are my plans for the 3-day weekend? Well, I promised my parents to spend some time with them over the 3-day weekend to try and compensate for the fact that some of our holiday experiences did not go the way that we wanted. And don't get me wrong, I say promise them as though it's like a thing I don't want to do, but I very much want to do it. It's just that the 3-day weekend's kind of the only time I can realistically manage to do it. And I had figured I would take one day off streaming to do that, and I just thought that that day was next weekend instead of this weekend. I was planning on, like, you know, talking about it this week during streams, but it was like, oh no, it's tomorrow. Okay. But then also, it sounds like Tech and I will be able to play some Magic on Monday, which I'm looking forward to. I don't know if Cotillion is joining, but maybe also Cotillion. Sorry it didn't go as planned. I mean, it wasn't, like, bad. It's just that, like, I wanted it... I think around, like, Thanksgiving, someone had asked me plans, and I was like, I just want to, like, go and, like, not have responsibility for several consecutive days. And, like, that's what I really wanted from, like, the holiday break. But it turned out that my niece and nephew were there, and there was definitely responsibility to be had. And I had a great time, like, hanging out with them, but at the same time... responsibility was like the antithesis of what I had hoped for from the vacation, so like I wanted to sort of just like make up some of that time with time where like I'm just gonna go there and then my parents will be like, order food from literally wherever you want just so long as we don't have to pick, and I'm like, this arrangement is favorable. This guy's also not a geek. So those are the main things, like spend time with parents and then hopefully play some Magic. I need 2 more cans, and I need a geek!
Jason!
And then I need stuff in this game, too. It's not a funny joke. I need to stop making the same joke. What food am I going to get to? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. So long as they don't pick, because those are the terms. That's like the peak level of responsibility on a typical visit to my parents' place. So I'm pretty sure it was neither of you. Oh, I need to find Cold Robot, too. And give the sheet music. I think enough time has passed. Let's turn in the sheet music before I forget to do it. I should get a donut. The problem is that the good donuts are around here, so I'd have to, like, order them here, and then I'd necessarily end up with more donuts than I want to have. Because in order to, like, have them delivered, because the place doesn't have, like, a drive-thru or anything, like, I would have to, like, order a dozen, and it's not happening. How many have I given him? Like 6 out of 8?
Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason! Jason! Jason!
Jason! Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Order coffee rolls. Listen, we don't have to do nothing difficult on my account. Like, we'll be fine. I tell you, like, listen. There are lots of things about California that I think are overhyped. Like, I will gripe about everyone raving about, In-N-Out until my dying day. It's like the Andor of fast food restaurants, as far as I'm concerned. People talk about it like it's the greatest thing in the world, and let me assure you that it is not. It is, at best, mediocre, but it is extremely popular due to word of mouth. So you end up waiting a really long time for, like, okay food is not a great experience. In my opinion. Some people swear by it, so, you know, your mileage may vary. But, like, Randy's Donuts, like, one opened near me recently, and they are really the bee's knees. Just had a whole thing about it this week since they're expanding. I saw something about that. They're moving into, like, Tennessee or something, which is wild. It's true that my mom is the best. That is true. How would I compare it to Wendy's, McDonald's? I haven't had McDonald's in like 20 years or something because I'm like allergic to McDonald's fries because of the way they cook them. That might have changed in 20 years, but like it would literally make me ill. So like it's hard for me to gauge on that. I mean, it's like worse than any burger I like because I think it's just not good. So, like, you know, Wendy's, I think highly of. Five Guys, definitely above average. In-N-Out, like, I actively think is bad. Watch what you say about In-N-Out. I mean, like, listen, I actually know plenty of people locally who, like, get it, who, like, understand. There are a couple of things they do well, but, like, they're not worth the trouble. They do, like, really good milkshakes. And their serving sizes are, like, sane instead of what I'm used to. Which is what I would order because I'm a Fatty Lumpkins. No, Fatty Ding Dongs is the thing they say on Metalocalypse. Hi. Can I not talk to you, guy?
Jason!
What's with this robot? 5 guy. I know it's a typo, but it is kind of funny to me for no particular reason. 55 guys for their huge number of fries makes it the best. It's pretty good. There was a Five Guys location here that had some of the worst service I've like ever encountered. And it's like the only time my mom ever tried it there, so I think she's like biased against them, and I totally understand, and that's fair. But Five Guys is a good restaurant. It just helps if they don't like suck the absolute most amount of butt. Like, the people there were so bad. Yeah, I have seafood allergies, and my assumption is that there was cross-contamination with fish being fried in the oils with the French fries. That is more or less my assumption as well, Neko, yes. This part of In-N-Out is everything is made when you order, not just sitting around. I mean, it's a plus. It would be a bigger plus to me if the food felt like it was worth waiting for. Look, I'm not saying I'm not biased. I'm clearly biased. I feel like I started this conversation making it clear that I was biased.
Jason!
And up here? Is there something interesting to do up here? Ooh. Oh. I feel like I haven't spent a lot of time in this area, as evidenced by the fact that, like, this is here. Give it to me. Meat? If today is yesterday's tomorrow, tomorrow will be yesterday's today. Time is weird. We don't age like our soft one ancestors. We are trapped here forever. Pancho? Grandma's very talented.
Jason!
Jason. You have to use separate oil for meats and fish these days, so it should be safe. I mean, should be is a strong assertion for a fast food restaurant, to be honest with you. That might be true. I mean, it's like I was saying, like, bless my brother's heart, he, you know, like, I do not see him very often. I saw him around Christmas, and I don't know, I think he was, like, talking about, like, considering ordering sushi or something, and I was like, yeah, I don't eat fish. And, like, almost every flipping person I speak to, they're like, hold on. Like, not even sushi? Like, what are the limitations of this allergy? Let me treat you like some, like, lunatic in an asylum. And then, like, I explain, like, yeah, I had some experiences where, you know, I tried eating something and it was, you know, contaminated with fish, and it was, like, violently ill repeatedly until I figured out what the true source of it was. And then it, like, immediately stopped happening. But, like, people are always like, well, it's probably some kind of whitefish. You could have salmon. And I'm like, no, like, violently ill. Like, violently ill. And Castlelark immediately says it too. And look, I'm not trying to be critical. It is a reasonable thing to say. But what I'm telling you is, like, violently ill. My desire to try new foods, in general, is low. And my desire to try new fish and risk that level of, like, violently ill is, like, very low. Family is cursed by Poseidon. Look, it's the fate of a pirate to be cursed by malevolent aquatic deities, is it not? I mean, I feel like it's par for the course. But also, I mean, it makes sense for it to sort of be a genetic trait, right? Dan says, that's weird because every time I tell people I can't eat fish, they just remake that it's usually shellfish allergy, and that's as far... just remark that it's shellfish allergy, and that's as far as it goes. No, like, almost without fail. Like, even the professor, like, Tech's wife, has done this on, like, multiple occasions, because, like, sometimes she'll forget or whatever. But, like, just, like, almost anyone that it comes up around is like, hold on, like, all kinds of fish? And I'm like, well, I don't know that it's all kinds of fish. I suspect it's, like, some subset of fish. Sometimes I get specific about it, but I'm like, I think it's some kinds of fish, but, like, really, really sick. Very unpleasantly sick, not a good time. Then they'll be like, oh, but, like, you could try, like, certain kind of sushi, or you could try salmon, or you could do, like, whatever. And it's like, no, well, like, I could also, like, drink bleach, but that doesn't sound great to me. That doesn't sound, like, appealing. Like, there's lots of things I could do. That doesn't mean I have interest in doing them. I didn't even read what he said. I love the weather right now. It's nothing. Can you... nerd? Okay. Yikes or yikes forever? I mean, I would, like, make some joke about, like, would these people... Like, if you told them you had, like, a peanut allergy, would they just be like, oh, like, you could have some kind of peanut butter? But, like, I think people, like, for real do that, because I think people are just kind of, like, insane and ridiculous. I really do want to find that hacker, like, before the end of the stream would be great. I'm gonna look around, don't tell me. That's the guy, I don't want to go there. Right? Like, that's Momo? I think that's Momo, and I don't want to talk to Momo. So that was... Where's the vending machine? It wasn't here. It's nearby. It says I was about that age when I found out about my allergy. My family camping, we caught fish with the express intention of eating them for dinner. Scared the parents real good. Had to go to the hospital. Oof, cotillion, oof. Oof. 6 or 7 when I... No, that's... I don't think... I'm pretty sure I was older when the McDonald's thing started happening. I think it was like 10 or 12? Because, like, there was a time when I was younger that I still went to McDonald's, and I feel like that was at least into... I think it was at least a few years after I start, like, remembering stuff more clearly. Your grandma, maybe? I don't remember where grandma was. It's right here. Grandma's here. Elliot program. Could it be this one? Knock on the door. Okay. Cat knock. Like I'm standing outside the door. I'm like, I don't know where the hacker is. Is it maybe right in front of me? Hi?
Jason!
Can I... I would like to meet you. You're here for Elliot? He's just over there. I know a little German. He's sitting at the bar. Sheet music. How much sheet music do I have? Is there a way to know? I think I'm missing one? I feel like I have 7 of 8. Sorry? Reminds me of the start of No Game, No Life. So I had to find that out with camping. Like, everything about that is horrifying, Cotillion. I didn't know that, and that's, like, not a good time. It's fun music. I assume there's not a score piece since I found one downstairs already. Ooh, a memory, though. Wait, how's that possible? Is that possible? Tree is a scientific marvel. It's remarkable that human ingenuity found a way to create plants that thrive without sunlight. Organic life requires trees to purify the city's air. Robots don't need it, but they take care of them anyway. It's what the humans would have wanted. Oh, I see. Because I'm in a new chapter, I have slightly different sets, so there's more stuff I can find. But... I can't tell if I've missed something. I don't think so, but maybe. Was it Crystal Court? Let me think about this. Vivid memories of the vomiting. Huh, you were right, aren't you? That is the Crystal Court bathroom. I really thought I was a little older, though. Maybe 9, then? I don't think I was 6. There were definitely, like, multiple years I was eating McDonald's and it wasn't an issue. It says, I'm grateful I don't have any food allergies that make me ill. I react to chocolate, but it's only mild. See, that's rough. I would rather not eat fish, which I'm, like, kind of not keen on anyway, just conceptually, than have a reaction to chocolate. But that's partially because I really only want to subsist on sugar because I am a child. Yes, can I help you? This one. You want me to read this binary code? Just a second, I need to calibrate my lenses. Here, it means Duffer Bar. Strange. Who gives rendezvous via binary code? Did it. He just offers to help. He has nothing else to go on. I mean, there really can't be anything else to do here, right? I found a memory and a score piece. And, like, a plot advancement. I feel like I'm good to go. Yeah, like, I would not want to be allergic to peanut butter. That sounds awful. Is there more to do here? Doesn't feel like it.
Jason.
Jason!
Poncho. Downstairs guy need poncho? Oh no, he's cold. You're right. He's shivering. But he didn't say anything about it. If he just said he was cold, I would have given it to him. It's amazing. Let me try it on. Jaunty son. Thanks for the poncho. Please come see me if you ever need anything fixed. I mean, did that do anything? Okay, I mean, we exchanged favors. We're good, I guess. That may be a thing I need to know about or care about later. Like repairing something or what have you. Jason. We were programmed to be slaves, but since 2544875556 days, we have a soul. Hope one day the outsiders will find the exit of this place. Momo. It reminds me that in Pokemon Violet, my, like, trainer number is, like, 55505 or something like that. I was like, that's a pretty good trainer number. This says, the one that annoys me is I've developed an allergy to cats. Oh, no. My coworker, like, has... Or my old coworker, my old job, like, had a dog allergy and, like, still owned a dog, and I'm like, that sounds like a bad time. I have, like, some level of allergy to, like, most things you would want to be a pet. I think I'm, like, less allergic to dogs, but I think I'm also, like, less likely to want to own a dog. What's my nil number again? I don't remember off the top of my head. I feel like it was, like, 10069 something. Something like that. Oh, no, I walked right into Momo, what I probably shouldn't have done. Come here, I managed to get a signal. Okay, I can come here later. I still gotta... Well, let me turn in this score piece. I think that's probably gonna do it for the stream. I might need one more score piece. Is there a way to tell how many I've turned in? Get a hairless cat. Yeah, but that's like, you could try salmon. It's like, there's things I could do, but like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I want a cute cat, says Cotillion. I get it. Snakes are perfect because they're hypoallergenic. That's true. Bar is where the code is. Oh, that's right. I was just subconsciously interpreting that as Duffer's bar was somehow the code for the safe, even though that's clearly got to be wrong. Why did it make like an elephant noise? Untitled. This tune contains exactly 44 notes.
Jason. Jason.
Jason.
Jason. Jason.
Jason.
Jason.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm missing one score piece, right? Those are them on the wall behind him. 4 on the top. 2 with a space in the middle on the bottom. Yeah. It's gonna really upset me if I don't find that last one. Just for my own edification. This is still nothing, right? Yeah, it wants a number. Okay. Well, I suppose we could go in the bar. Demolition says as long as I don't manually trigger the plot, it's fine. And there's a lot of numbers randomly written on the wall. What is this? Oh, Employee of the Month. I'd like to know. No, I'm fine getting score piece next time. Just need to, like, not trigger the thing. Kind of like it if I could manually save, but I get why this game doesn't do that. Carl, can you tell me the nil number? No, you just want the newspaper. My concern is I feel like the number is downstairs, and I don't want to mess around downstairs, but I'm gonna have to. A remembery? I remember soup. Did they really consume this? The original design didn't have a digestive system. Maybe they somehow evolved by mimicking humans. Do you think I should try some of it? I do not want to be disrespectful of their ways. Progress. Figured I would miss more of these than I have done, than I have seemed to have done so far. There's that guy. Zero 0103? The thing carved in the wall? Maybe? There's no zero. Shut up. I feel like that's a thing that I might expect to see on, like, create a password for a website or something that I haven't yet seen, which is like, yeah, it must use, like, a lowercase letter and a capital letter and a special symbol and not contain zero. Like, why? So I can't ask anyone about it. Huh. 1283? What does it say below it? 0 LOV equals 7? I'm second guessing myself. 1283.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
It's a lot of good music in this game. Not sure what my favorite is. I kind of like the sneaking into someone's roof house music. 1287? God, I should, like, pay attention to what I'm doing. I get distracted thinking about music. I can't hold two thoughts at the same time.
Jason!
What am I, Fat Batman? The greatest detective of all time? 1283! 1283! Me so far! Me so far! 1283.
Jason!
Me so far. God, I love that game. Stupid experience. It's the last piece of G music! It should have seemed more obvious, frankly. No, I don't think I can find any more in this one. I agree. I think Misofa was the best moment on stream of last year. I think the closest ones were some of the early ones of Nirvana Initiative, but I feel like Misofa was the best. I got a badge? What does that do? The last piece is unreadable sheet music. Not very readable. I imagine it's not, by definition.
Jason!
Jason!
Jason! Jason! Jason! Jason! Jason! Jason!
Hey, chat, how do I exit out of this game and make sure it's saved? Because it's like an autosave only game. I have a badge on my vest? That's how that works?
Jason!
I got the music jet badge from beating the music gym leader. How many? Are there 8 badges?
Jason! Jason!
Like, I just, like, Misofa was, like, one of my favorite, probably, like, top 5 or top 3, like, streaming moments of all time. Like, I can't emphasize to you enough how much I, like, typically hate music puzzles. But, like, when I understood that, I was like, Misofa! Like, the stupid, exaggerated excitement was, like, legitimately just being me, like, thrilled about understanding what was going on. Misofa! 1 minute and 7 seconds since last checkpoint. That was, like, probably when I got the badge, right? Probably. Like, that seems relatively safe. There's no manual save as far as I could tell. I bet that the game has an icon for when it's auto-saving. But I don't know what I can do to trigger it. Good. I've cleared out my inventory, so all I have are 2 cans of soda, and I just need 1 more, which will be, like, the main thing to do the next time we play this. I feel like we're safe. Me so far. I don't know what else I gotta do to trigger it manually. Barterman. Super Spirit Laundry. Grandma Clothing. Elliot Programming. This would have been a helpful sign to find earlier. Alright, listen, I think I'm just gonna believe in the heart of the cards here. Because I feel like trying to accomplish something that will definitely cause an autosave. That sounds like I just don't want to do it. It might save when I quit. I had that thought too. Go to main menu. Pause, 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 pause. Pause, pause, pause. Jason. Okay. God, the lag is, like, insufferable. It's fine, though, right? I think it's fine with this. I mean, this game is great. I am really enjoying this so far. I have some streamer-related concerns that I'm not making enough progress, but I think I'm doing it right. I got several things. I got a badge. I defeated the gym leader of Eternal Sonata. What an insane whole concept that is. I have to readjust the magnification on TV monitor. It's really annoying to look at. It's a little later than I thought it was. So, let's do. I mean, again, I posed to you, anyone who wasn't here at the start of the stream. The couch is arranged to ask a question, and that question is: do I have too many Squishmallows? Do I need to tone it down? Earlier, the consensus was quite clearly no. And as long as we feel good about that, then I will probably keep buying them from the grocery store at inconvenient intervals. I did get a new one. But really, short answer, no. Long answer, no. The question for now, the real question, the most important question, is where is the secret Squirtle? Because somewhere on the couch behind me, I have hidden a secret Squirtle. If you can find the location of the secret Squirtle, it will bring you an omen of good luck. in the week to come. It is especially valuable this week since I will not be streaming tomorrow, unfortunately. That's pretty much it. That's the thing. Like I says, I have a preference for the bigger, softer, squishier ones. Don't have enough of those. That might be true. I mean, look, Naomi is extremely good. I love her very much. There is definitely a harder limit on how many Naomi size ones I can have than the smaller ones that are a little bit easier to decorate with. I mean, I do feel like I could even use like one or two more Lorenzo size. Like Lorenzo's pretty good. The regular old pillow. Interesting guess. When they outnumber Show's Pikachu collection. I'm not sure that's physically possible. Just by nature of the fact that I know that's not going to stop growing. I mean, at some point, like, I won't be able to live in the apartment because there will be too many of them. That might be too many. You want a big Naomi? I mean, I don't know if they have them over on your side of the pond, Echo, but, like, I know that you can get big Naomi from Amazon, because even though Naomi was a gift from my mom, a few months before she gave it to me, it was in like the Christmas catalog for like 2020 for like Amazon's Christmas catalog, and I like thought of asking for her for Christmas, and I was like, I don't know if I really need a Squishmallow that big, even if it's a really big narwhal. And now I have it. I was like, nah, I needed this. Squish apartment seems fine. You could certainly do worse. Like Fish apartment seems worse. Anyway, what were those guesses? Lorenzo, new Squishmallow. Any other guesses before we go and check on things? I managed to go the whole stream without using the bathroom. That might not have been a great idea. Oh, let's gradually stretch. Ow. Body parts. Ow. Okay. Ow. Ooh, ow. Very old. Ow. So, let's start with, I go guess first. Lorenzo. Lorenzo is our big lobster friend. God, the leg on the stream is unreal. He's got the little feet. I love the crustacean feet. They're very good. He was hiding Bushy Narwhal, who's not a Squishmallow. So, I guess, am I losing weight? I'm certainly trying to. It's really hard for me to objectively gauge it. I have definitely lost weight over the last year, but, I don't know. I'm still a body shape I don't appreciate, so I'm still working on it. You searched Squishmallow on Amazon and it came up with Murder Banana? That's a very confusing sentence that I fully understand. I just don't know how that's possible. But regardless of the intention, Cotillion, I appreciate you asking the question that is implied, a very thoughtful thing. The other guess I noticed was behind the newest Squishmallow, which is perhaps unsurprisingly, that's the location of the secret Squirtle. But I need you to look. So, this is one of this year's special Valentine's Squishmallows, like Carlos was like 2 years ago. This is Celestina the Dragon, who I've decided is Tina for short. She is extremely soft. She has like textured scale fluff because she is a dragon. Yeah, she's got sort of like a cow nose. They just as like a snout, but she's got the little hands, and she's holding a donut with like little Valentine's hearts on it. So it's a dragon eating a donut, and it's like the softest thing I've ever seen in my life. So when I was at the store, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I went about my task of like buying food and supplies like an adult, and then I was like, and then I go back for it. Like I'm not leaving the store without it. So now I own this. Is Tina. She's very good. She's also, I don't know if you could tell, she's also sparkly. So in addition to being soft and a dragon and being holding a donut, she's got like sparkly horns and wings. She's just like all of the things. Like she's just so good. She's just such a good dragon. So yeah, I had to buy her, but then I had the concern of like, is this too much? So I did the whole all the squishmallows on the couch. Have to see Valentine's donuts if we get fancy ones. I don't think the fancy ones come from Krispy Kreme. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I was thinking about it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that was the location of the Secret Squirtle, so congratulations to my mom who made perhaps the obvious guess. I don't know. I just figured if I hid it behind Celestina that I would have a definite opportunity to show off her and all of her fluffy dragon glory. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed STRAAAYSON! STRAAAYSON! We'll play more of this. I've been enjoying it. It seems like people are into it. We eventually got there on
Jason!
the graphical settings. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Unfortunately, for most of you, that won't be tomorrow, as I'm taking the night off from streaming to spend a little more time with the family. We should be back on normal schedule for the foreseeable future. This day off for the 3-day weekend was the one I was anticipating after the new year, but I don't immediately know of anything coming up that would affect streams. So yeah, that'll do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed STRAAAYSON. We'll be back with it next Friday. I think we will probably just do Murder by Numbers and play more Stray on Saturday of next week, assuming that works for people and doesn't upset anyone. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, particularly if it's a 3-day weekend for other folks here in the US. I hope you have a great week and a great amount of time until I see you next. Thanks. We got a hype train in the middle of the stream that I think the Twitch ate again because it's taken to doing that, which is super rude. But thanks to all the generosity of people gifting subs. We had some new people drop by. At least one new follow. Thanks, everybody. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.